Hello, hello.
How you doing, buddy?
Well, feeling like crap for the most part, but the show must go on, as they say.
I got something that'll make you feel better. Jess, you are my buddy until the end. You're not just my buddy, you're my best friend.
No,
No?
we'll get to that.
I thought it was pretty fitting.
Yeah, it fits, but it's not good. It's not horrible though. Well,
Okay.
again, we'll talk about that later.
Well, we got a couple of people in the back too, so
we do, and we'll bring them on here in a minute. We're doing the Child's Play Chucky franchise, obviously. Like I said, I don't feel the greatest, so I am going to probably be off camera most of this show.
But still throwing out your input?
I'm definitely throwing out my input, excuse me.
And your germs.
And my germs. Don't want to use this. I'll have to disinfect the mic after this. But, yeah, so you might see me more like this. Anyway.
I don't know if I like that.
Should I get a different picture up there or what?
Yeah, let's see what you got real quick.
What?
Just pick another one real quick. Yeah, that one works.
What? You don't like this one? Shows more of my face. Wait a minute.
Well, but that one, I want to know where your brothers Daryl and Daryl are. But
I've been watching Newhart. It's a comfort show.
I hated that show.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. That's a great show.
Well, they played it just before NWA wrestling, so.
Well, what a great lead-in.
No. It was that and Mama's Family. It's horrible.
I do kind of look like Larry. Anyway, I'm leaving it.
All right, fine.
Let's say hello in the chat real quick, and then I'll bring who we have on. Our good friend Mikey, Dying Breed.
What's up, Mikey?
Got Manifesting Fear, Miss Jessica.
How's it going, Jessica?
Good to see you as always. Big T. Big pleasure.
What's up,
Scrolling down. And we normally don't talk about the television series for these franchise, but since this directly relates to continuing the story, we will bring that up at the end. We will discuss that a bit. So, good call on that. Who else we got? Am I Mr.?
We got
Sean McManus.
Yes, and Kory actually feels like he's in a boiler room now because I actually have a space heater next to me. Otherwise, it's freezing down here.
Good to see you, buddy. I feel like I don't see you as much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It looks like we got one more.
Oh, sorry. Blu-rays, as always.
So Blu-rays.
Thank you. Well, are you ready to bring in who we have so far? We are, excuse me, we are expecting a couple more people than this, but.
Yeah, let's bring them on.
All right.
Who we got first? Let's go with our good buddy Orc. Wow, Orc, you got hot.
Yeah, I did. Real fast. You know what I'm saying? Lisa Ann 2024. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Lisa Ann any year.
Oh, my.
Oh, I forgot. Jess doesn't like those kind of streams.
I'm just a decent fella, you know?
Sure you are.
I'm just a fan. You know, that's all it is.
I know you a little bit better than that, Jess.
All right.
So
And-
yeah,
Welcome,
Hey.
Mort.
good to be here. Yeah,
Welcome.
Jess is gonna power on through. I believe in him.
Thank you. I am. I'm gonna try here.
See, what you guys don't see is, well, I'll wait until after we bring on this next person.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Bombastic himself.
Howdy.
Hello, hello.
How is everyone this evening?
Staying
I'm a
alive.
little toasty, but other than that, I'm
A
good.
little toasty.
Little toasty. Got a space heater right next to me.
Be careful, man. Those things burn down like a house every 3 minutes or something. I don't.
Let's hope not.
I've heard that.
You're leaving that one. So
Let's wait. Let's wait until I get the other one done first.
you don't need 2 houses. So,
You know what, Jess? I said I was going to wait until we brought Jonathan on, and I completely forgot what I was going to say.
no bueno.
It's my damn old age. I'm starting to lose my memory.
Went to a coughing spasm.
Don't die on me, Jess.
I hope not. No. It hurts. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh. Chucky.
You're still there, bud.
I'm Cyber Monday shopping right now, so I'm sorry if I'm a bit disconnected.
Well, as you all know, again, it's the Child's Play Chucky franchise. There's, as usual, there's tons of other media merchandise for Chucky. Been around since the late 80s. He was kind of the last of the 80s sort of slasher franchises. Was it 89 or 88?
87.
The first movie?
I think it was 87.
88 year I was born.
88. Okay.
I was closest without going over.
This ain't the Price is Right.
Thank you, Jonathan.
God damn. Jess has been to the Price is Right, and he knows how it works.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, he has. I
dun,
can't argue that.
Jess and Bob Barker were like this. Wow.
Actually, it was Drew Carey by the time I got there.
That's right. Him and Drew Carey were like this. And this was during the time that Jess was starring in Disney Channel's Phil of the Future.
Oh, and don't forget Scorsese's Aviator.
Yes.
Ah, yes. For like
We
2
should have got
seconds.
you a table in Lexington, dude.
No. You guys are more recognizable than I am these days. So
I could have said the real star of the Aviator. And
Just take that huge crowd wide shot in the Aviator and just like circle some random batch and be like, that's me right there.
I was in the
no, you
Aviator.
can see me in the
Yeah.
Aviator pretty clear. It's me. It's in a small group of engineers, but yeah, it doesn't last very long. That's what she said.
You beat me to it, Jess.
Story of my life.
I thought it was a race.
Now, this is one that never really got a console video game like the other major franchises we've done.
That because it would be a ridiculous game.
I guess it would be. It's got like a phone or iPad game, I heard, but nothing.
Like the idea of Chucky's pretty fucking stupid, but
Oh, I think it's genius.
it works.
I
But
need an umbrella. Give me the power.
I think it was Alice Cooper, who's obviously an alumni of Nightmare on Elm Street, and did a couple of songs for, is it Friday 6 on their soundtrack? But even he hates Chucky. So
Who?
Alice Cooper.
The hell, Alice Cooper.
I'm paraphrasing here, but I think he said something about why would anybody be scared of Chucky when you could just step on him? If anybody in the chat wants to look that up, that'd be awesome. Well, we'll get to the remake here later.
Yes. I'm sure we all have opinions on that. Hey, Anthony's Horror and More. Welcome.
What's up?
Ha! Great profile pic. Perfect.
Sorry, Jack. Chucky's back.
And we'll get to that one too. I mean, I guess can't think of if I'm missing anything else we usually introduce with this, but I was going to take notes and I didn't end up taking notes. I don't feel well. But maybe I'll take some as you guys are talking and going along.
Well, you want to go ahead and get started on the first one, or do you want to start with the TV show?
The what? No, the TV show we should do last.
Save for
because
last?
it's really a continuation. I mean, normally, like I said, we didn't talk about Freddy's Nightmares. We didn't talk about the Friday the 13th series much without just mentioning them, but just mentioning them. But we'll talk about that last if we have time. Yeah, I'll start us off while I'm holding it together at the moment. This one, I was already obviously late 80s, a huge horror fan. So I think just from the trailer alone, I was excited without any influence to see this. I didn't go to the theater, but as soon as it was on video, I definitely was ready to rent it. And speaking of, so this is what I remember the most of. But this is the actual theatrical poster.
I think I like the other one better.
Well, I think I do too, and that's why I normally just choose one to bring up, but I had to bring that up because I do like that better. And do you remember the nice big Econo Foods store? And it had a video store in it, Kory?
Yeah.
I think it was the Blockbuster before there was Blockbuster, as far as, because we had tons of video stores in our town then, but we didn't have Blockbuster till the 90s.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where I think I rented that. Not that anybody not local would know that. And loved it right away. One of the lines that stuck with me the most when that old couple sees Chucky in the elevator. Oh, what an ugly doll. And they're walking away. He's like, fuck you. And I'm what, an 8-year-old kid, maybe? And just loved it. Loved Chucky. So I fell in love right from the beginning. Scary as hell. I don't know what else to say about it. I thought it was clever. I mean, Jonathan may disagree, or any of you disagree.
Or
I loved it right away. What was your first experiences?
What you got for us, Orc?
My first experience. Well, I think I was in maybe first grade. I don't know how old I was. Around the same age as you, Jess, 7 or 8, and so everyone said, "Chucky is really scary, man. Chucky is this really scary horror movie. You gotta watch it, Donald." And I'm like, "All right, what the fuck is Chucky? I've never heard of Chucky in my life." So I went to Blockbuster. This would have been 96 maybe, and finally found out that Chucky was Child's Play. Rented the first one and was scared shitless while laughing my ass off at the same time. And the scene when Chucky doesn't have any batteries in the back of him and Catherine Hicks is shaking him, and then his head turns and he goes, "You stupid bitch," and then starts hitting her and stuff. And he goes behind the couch. That scene really, really got to me as a little kid. The first film in general, like the atmosphere is really intense. It's like with Chicago being all like run down and shit. It's kind of like has Candyman vibes, but this came before Candyman. And it's just like I don't know. The first one is the only one that's like actually a little bit well, not anymore, but it was like scary. And if you're not like a big horror movie watcher, could kind of get it underneath your skin.
Well, I may argue that for the second one, too. Second one's pretty scary as well, but we'll get into that. Or I thought so. Either that or I just love it so much that I'm just saying it's scary.
I love the second. I thought the second one was more of a fun, almost action type movie. That's kind of how I felt about that one.
That's a good point. And she said Chicago being run down. Yeah, I think this takes place in possibly the more inner city part of Chicago. Chicago, actually, or at least at the time, had a lot of beautiful parts.
Like when Andy and him are on the train together, or Chucky goes to blow up the house, or Catherine Hicks is looking for the guy who sold her the doll, and it's just a bunch of like hobos and shit, and that all that part's like creepy as fuck. At least back when I was 7, and yeah. There's something else I was gonna say, but I forgot. Oh yeah, and then the part when he's coming after Andy in the hospital, and he's climbing up the steps.
Whoa, Anthony! What I do to you, man?
Oh, you're right, Ork, and I think I might have thrown you off your thought track.
No, you're good.
You sparked some ideas in my head, and we'll get to that. Well, we'll introduce this guy real quick.
Hello, Jay.
Jay the Stingray.
Watch your ass. I'm a bust a cap.
Thanks for coming.
What's up, fellas?
That was inspired by the actual real incident where you left your stream on your channel to go fire off your gun at somebody. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so we're on the first movie still?
We are. We just got Jonathan hasn't even spoke his mind about it. I don't think Kory has. Ork was talking about it.
I'm pretty much done, yeah.
Well, you had brought up Catherine Hicks, which, of course, the cast. I mean, without even mentioning Brad, you got, God, why am I blanking on his name?
Chris
Right,
Sarandon.
yeah. You're right there, Jonathan? Sounded like an explosion went off.
Sorry, everything's good.
Is that the right mic?
I think he said probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually.
We got a lot of like background noise.
Weird.
Sounds like you're in like a wind tunnel or something.
I need to get a new mic too. I think I got issues on mine.
But yeah, last thing I'll say is Brad's voice as Chucky is insane, and how he kills the voodoo guy. Oh man, brutal.
Eddie Caputo.
Yeah.
Or wait, no.
Not the
voodoo guy. What was
the voodue guy? I forgot his name. He stabs the doll.
Do I still have a bunch of background noise?
Now
No,
you
it
sound
sounds
pretty good.
Much better.
Yeah, you're right. That scene. Oh, who else did this? I don't know.
I can never remember who the chick was that played the best friend, but I remember seeing her in other things too. So
Aunt Maggie.
yeah,
she is good. Oh, what's her? Is it Dinah Manoff? I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Jack Mayhoff.
It's something like that, Dinah Mayhoff or something. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, she was great. Again, the whole cast was effing fantastic in that. And I've got a couple connections. I used to go to the Halloween party. She's got a credit in the end credits in the movie, but she doesn't really have any lines. She's one of the girls in the hospital, the kids, when Andy was in the hospital that his mom was talking to at the beginning of a scene. I used to go to her parties, her Halloween parties in LA. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't a big celebrity or anything, but she was a friend of a friend, became a friend.
don't you have another connection too?
Ed Gale.
Yes.
Well, I never met Ed, but my friend Diego Garcia, who's an actor, he's been in he's actually was in a
Geico
commercial recently that's been playing all over the place.
Yeah,
you might even
with
see
the little
ad
plate
on
of
this channel.
the little plate of the rolls. He thinks they're cookies or whatever. That's Diego.
Yeah, that's my friend Diego.
Wasn't My Friend Diego the spinoff from Dora?
No, I think Diego was the show that Dora spun off of.
Nah, Dora's the OG.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well,
Diego's
excuse
what,
me.
like her cousin or some shit?
Yeah,
Little bastard.
my nephew was all into that.
Giving her heaters and shit. Teaching her how to smoke crack.
But anyway, Ed Geil is basically the live body double for Chucky up through Bride of Chucky.
He's
in
a
ill health.
little person.
Yeah.
Because I know they used a lot of that in that movie, right? In the first one.
They did. They did. And it wasn't
Nope.
just him. They used like Alex
Oh.
Vincent's little sister for a couple shots, but it was mainly he was the stunt guy. He was the live action Chucky live person. And Diego was his neighbor in an apartment building, so they're good friends.
Okay.
But yeah. That's the other connection. That's what I got.
Jonathan, what do you got for us for Child's Play?
I want to like that movie a lot more than I do, but the series as a whole doesn't even get started till 2. So upon rewatchings, I revisit it every so often, but not nearly as often as the rest. Just feels like a completely different type of movie.
Any favorite lines in the movie? Any favorite scenes?
The battery scene, of course, right, where she realizes that he doesn't have batteries in him. Like, that's iconic. The supercharged Chucky at the end with one arm. Where the fuck he's doing. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm baked. It's gonna be hard getting shit out of me like in a lengthy matter.
It's
all right.
I mean, I almost disagree with you. Like, Child's Play 2 is my favorite in the franchise, but it's just like a Nightmare on Elm Street type situation where the first movie was completely different tonally, right? It's much more humor going forward after this movie, which I like some of it. But
I don't think you can make a seriously toned killer doll movie into a franchise. I think the inevitable is it's going to spin off into the goofy.
Sure. And I mean, Brad Dourif is the guy to do that. So
exactly.
But now I've got very, very close ties with this movie. I saw the trailers on television, right? And at the time, I had a My Buddy doll. I would have been around 7 or so. And I was absolutely fucking terrified from the trailers, right? I didn't see the movie until, 4 or 5 years later, probably. I was probably, 10, 11, 12, something like that. What's up, Lauren? Me and a buddy of mine, is still a good friend of mine, we went out and murdered that fucking My Buddy doll.
Mine got relegated to the back of the closet.
This thing got relegated to the fucking inside the ground.
Do you realize like the fucking stain that did to the My Buddy doll like brand?
I would imagine it killed it because
mine didn't look like Chucky. He had brown hair. And I don't remember what, like, I guess they had a name in the box, like a Cabbage Patch Kid or some shit. But I don't remember what his name was. I don't think they didn't talk or anything.
Well, my parents wouldn't let me even get a My Buddy doll. And I really wanted one because of this movie. I don't think they had the Chucky dolls right away back then either.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get one.
But I remember those popping up at Spencer's Gifts when they finally did come out.
They did, and I thought what $40 to $60 at the time was super expensive. Now you're lucky to get one for $100.
Yeah.
How much are those? Who put them out a few years ago?
Trick or Treat Studios put them out.
And they were like what, $300 in the box?
Yeah, they're $300 to $500 now.
I wish I'd gotten one. I just didn't have the money.
The Glenn doll is the hard one to come by. The Glenda doll.
I thought that was David Bowie.
Yeah. This is Ziggy Stardust.
It is kind of a slow burn, but in a great way because it does build up the suspense. It's not a boring slow burn.
Well, it's one of those that starts off that, oh, this kid's just crazy, right? No one believes the kid because he's wearing the same fucking shoes as the fucking doll has. So, I mean, come on. But I love the movie. I think, like Jonathan said, I think the battery scene is probably by far my favorite scene in the movie. It's terrifying. It still is. You know?
Yep.
Well,
and
first
yeah,
thing-
I mean, Brad and I just watched him in Urban Legends last night.
Yeah.
And it's just great. He's great. Brad's great.
There's someone in the back seat.
Oh. And he did that uncredited, I guess. And he had sworn after Billy Babbitt he would never do another stuttering character, but he did it for that role. What, Sean? Thankfully, I rarely got clothes for Christmas. My folks are by far not mean like that.
It's all socks, Jess. Merry Christmas.
Fuzzy bunny pajamas.
It's so funny how things change. Like, if someone gave me socks, I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah, sweet, I don't have to buy fucking socks now.
Jay,
Like,
I was raised like that too, so no matter what I got, I was always a thank you, appreciative.
Yeah.
I opened a birthday present once, and my parents had put my gift in like an old ceiling fan box.
oh, thanks for seeing
And I
me,
thought
guys.
I was like, oh, thank you. They all just started laughing.
At least I didn't put it in a PS5 box.
Oh
Like
God,
they-
that
Those
was
are
awful.
fucking
do now.
terrible, dude.
That's
It's
me.
one thing if you've got it, right? Like it's there. But I've seen people do it where they just buy a box and do it.
Call
That's-
CPS right now.
That is
Come
torture.
on.
You should not do that. If you got it hooked up in the other room or something, all right, that's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
But
It's
if
like
there's
psych.
no
It's
kid-
over here though. But it's
Yeah.
like, psych, fuck
Yeah,
you.
no, you suck, kid. There's no way I'd fucking get you a PS5.
He paid $50 for the box.
You see this belt? Gucci, I can easily buy you a PS5.
See these shoes? Gator shoes. You can't get these.
But I'm not buying it for you.
Oh yeah, Ben Grimm, welcome. And of course, now that we're adults, shoot, new socks are fantastic.
I love socks.
Dude, for
Yeah.
real,
I got new
like,
socks today. I'm wearing them now.
I don't, like
Cozy.
socks and underwear, that legitimately is a Christmas thing for me. I just get replenished every year.
You know her dad's now when you're saying shit like that.
And razors. My mom does this thing the day after Christmas. She goes to Walmart immediately and buys all the cheap ass like Gillette gift sets that are marked off to like $2 or $3. And she gives me like a year's supply of razors and fucking shaving cream.
That's
And
great
it's
because razors are
That's,
Yes.
hey, they're
Oh,
locked up in a
I-
cabinet for God's sakes.
I end up having a bunch of those like Gillette like gel shaving cream bottles because they all fucking come with one.
The best Jonathan can
And
get.
then like I don't shave, so now it really like I just shave my cheeks.
Yeah.
So now it makes no sense. I get
That's what I
I can
do.
make a razor last for years.
Right here in my neck. That's it.
I let the neck go, man, because I think it makes my beard look fuller. Because I have a problem with volume.
That's-
Same
I'm
here.
trying to look
Let's say, Kory, Jess, when your beards come in someday,
my beard will never come in.
like
Well, as far as presents and shit go, funny story, at least for me, is that my wife's grandparents would always get me a Christmas present, and every year it was gloves, not socks, but gloves. And they would be different kinds of gloves. So like one year I'd get a package of the yellow work gloves with the red bands, like the red wristbands. And then one year I got welding gloves. I don't weld. I've never touched a welder in my life. But I got welding gloves one year. So
well, if you ever do pick up a welder,
there you go. Hey, I got them.
got the gloves right here.
but it's become a running joke. And even though both of her grandparents have passed away, her aunt tries to keep it going.
Keep
so,
it with the gloves. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
There's
So-
you some isotoners. Merry
Dude,
Christmas,
no
Kory.
joke. Like the best gift that me and my wife get every Christmas season. Sorry to derail. This will be the last one.
Oh, you're fine.
My mother-in-law buys a shitload of batteries off Amazon, and we just get a fucking case of like all different size batteries.
That's a great gift.
That is an amazing gift.
Agreed. Another thing that's fucking super expensive, and you need them.
I haven't bought batteries in 10 years. Like,
Those are great ideas. Keep that in mind, people out there.
Are
if
they
you're
the
looking-
Amazon Basics ones? Yeah,
oh yeah.
those ones are good. Yeah.
It's the kinds I use.
So I guess it's my turn, huh?
It is, and then I've got to say, Jamie Gray is the name of the. I don't think I said her name is the friend that she had that bit part in the original film.
She
But
was
yeah,
in-
one thing
she
I
was
get
in
for Christmas
something, and
every
I
year.
cannot remember.
One
what
thing
it
I get
was.
for Christmas every year. Sorry.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Save it
Cole!
for next month's show.
How'd you know?
Mm-hmm.
Next month on the Horror Rumble, worst Christmas presents ever.
Hey, that's a good topic.
That is a good topic.
The first time I seen Child's Play, I think it was on. I want to say it was on USA, but I don't think it was USA Up All Night. So I got to see some edited version of it, but I don't remember loving the movie right away. Like
Child's Play 2?
the first one.
Oh, the first one.
So yeah, nothing really stood out to me the first time I watched it. It was just kind of, and by that point I had already seen Friday the 13th and Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I think by comparison, a lot of the kill scenes in Child's Play are actually kind of tame compared to Friday the 13th. So nothing really stood out to me the first time I watched it. I think I didn't really start to get into Child's Play until after maybe the second or third time I'd sat down and seen it. So I'm not saying that it's a bad movie in any way, shape, or form. It's just that the first movie didn't really stand out to me at all. It wasn't until the second movie that one stood out to me the first time I saw it. But I didn't see that until much later. I do also want to point out, see Jess has this little plush on his microphone there. When my son was just a baby, my mom used to fill those claw machines that you'd see at pizza places and stores and whatnot. Well, anytime she'd get in her shipment of boxes, they'd come in like these three or four giant boxes, and I'd get a rummage through them and take what I wanted before she put anything in the machines. And I got my son a Freddy, Jason, and Chucky plush doll, but the heads were all like the hard plastic. And he slept with those in his crib for the first year of his life.
Well, that's funny. This is technically what I got, or my son got for Christmas when he was a baby, first year. My family didn't like it, but I was like, nope. He's got to get this.
Now, to be fair to my one daughter, Arabella, she didn't get Freddy, Jason, or Chucky, but she got what was called a Crypt Kitty, which is like a demented Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh, cool.
It would come with it had horns and fangs, and it'd come with a bottle of blood and a death certificate.
Oh, instead of a birth certificate.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So she loved that thing. She actually loved it so much when Christmas came around last year, we went out and bought her another one because she had lost the first one. And I think we ended up spending over $100 for it because they don't make them anymore.
Dr. CZ Death, Mr. Chris, welcome.
What's up?
We were talking about Game Gears in the chat as well, and it brought up because of the batteries thing. But Kory, so you didn't think the first movie was?
Like I said, there was nothing about the first movie that really stood out to me at that point. Like I don't know how to really explain it. It's just it was just kind of ho hum, little doll running around stabbing people or choking people or whatever. It didn't really affect me all that much at that point. And then later on, when I actually sat down and started getting into them.
Now he's terrified, little fucker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I
Actually,
said that
no.
because I about removed Kory from the stream.
No, I liked the first one. It took a little time for it to grow on me.
I mean, keep in mind that Tom Holland did Child's Play instead of Fright Night Part 2.
Which to me is great because I love Fright Night 1 and I'm not a big fan of 2. I know a lot of
I'm
people
not
in the
either.
community are. Oh, you aren't either? Well,
No, I'm
that's
not
good to
either.
know.
And
I thought
I mean-
everybody loved it. And I'm like, it bored me.
When I briefly talked to Tom Holland years ago, he I kind of talked to him about that a little bit, and he was really happy that he made that decision. So, and I am too. So,
Nice.
I mean, we wouldn't have this franchise if it wasn't. I mean, probably if it wasn't for him.
It's true. Well, and I think, Don Mancini gets all the credit for writing, as he probably should,
Sure.
but his original script for this was way off from what you got. And I don't think it would have worked.
Well, you see the
Mancini's-
differences when Mancini takes over.
Yes.
And I don't hate that either. I don't hate the stuff Mancini does with it, but it's definitely much more different. It's a whole different,
Some of it I do, and
type
we'll
of
get
movie.
to that.
Yeah.
I think we've said before in other chats that he's kind of become his own worst enemy or something like that. Don Mancini.
Were you guys doing the series on here or just the movies?
We will touch on that when we get to the
Okay.
end, yeah. Because, I mean, normally we don't do like the television series. We don't go into detail, but since this one actually continues the franchise
I haven't
directly-
seen the second season yet.
I haven't seen any of the second either.
Oh,
I haven't either.
So we'll touch on the series,
Cool.
though. We will touch on that. But yeah, Tom Holland was a big part of that script too, not just directing. So,
but
you're
I
right.
did read or see a video where they were saying something. They were like listing off a number of different directors that wanted to do it, and Charles Band was listed in there. I think it obviously would have been before Puppet Master, so I tried to imagine what a Child's Play movie would be like with Charles Band being attached to it. So,
It wouldn't be as good.
are you knocking Charles Band?
I was just gonna say I'm not knocking him because the demonic toys and things. I love that shit, Doll Man, and of course the Puppet Master movies. But it's on a different level. Sorry, not sorry. Daniel Shine, everybody. Daniel Shine couldn't be here tonight. He's got his own shows going on his channel. Check those
Dan
out.
has his
after
own
the
channel.
show. Flesh Wound Features, dude.
Oh, I thought he just was on everybody else's.
He is that too. But yes, after the show, go check out his channel. He's got a lot of big things happening. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, we love the guy.
Well, I mean, if you didn't have Child's Play, you wouldn't have Baby Oopsie. So
Your Dolly Dearest.
Baby.
Wait, the character or the movie?
both.
There might
I
be
could
some
probably do
truth to
without the
that.
movie, but the character is fucking awesome. So
Yeah.
There's probably truth to that.
I mean, one negative thing I will say about the movie is Andy is annoying as
Oh,
hell.
fuck that kid, dude.
I mean,
he was like 6, though, right? I mean,
He was
yeah.
exceptionally annoying for a
that's like
6-year-old.
hitting your thumb with a hammer and expecting it not to hurt.
Yeah.
That's about true, but you're right. He's much better in the second one.
When he's what, 7, 8?
I think he's
I
at
don't
least-
know.
He's better in part 3 when it's a different actor.
I don't think Alex Vincent was that bad, at least especially by part 2. But we'll get to
He's
that.
still a weird looking dude.
He didn't grow much taller than he was in the
No.
first movie, did he?
No.
He just
But we
got
could
some
all agree
wrinkles.
that he's better than the kid in the Babadook.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, fuck that
Okay.
kid.
Okay.
I'm the only
Babadook.
one who doesn't hate that kid either
I
necessarily.
Oh,
hate
fuck that kid.
Oh,
I like
man.
the Babadook. The
I
Babadook.
hate that movie because of that kid.
I get why that kid's mom didn't like him.
If it's in a book, or you see it
Gonna
in
do
an
a-
annoying ass kid.
Gonna do a 69 trimester abortion on this little kid.
Is there a day after pill for 7-year-olds?
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
You give the kid the pill.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's just cyanide. It's
Oh God.
you
Straight
will
up
not be able
rat
to get it at the pharmacy.
Give me a call. I know a guy.
You don't have a cyanide guy? Ooh.
Oh, looks like Ben agrees with you guys.
Tastes like cotton candy.
Have any available, Jay?
Too dark. Sorry.
Oh, my.
No.
All
Well,
right.
any
so
final
we're-
thoughts on the original Child's Play film?
I don't think so. I think
Going
we
once,
pretty much
going
covered
twice.
it.
I mean, I like the movie quite a bit.
I give it 2 thumbs up. It ranks high for me and is most of the series.
I don't know if we're doing a ranking at the end of the show, but it's top 3 for me.
We
Oh,
can
it's
do
definitely.
sort of a
It's
ranking with it.
definitely for me. It's definitely top 2, but I mean, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of those. It's within there, top 2 or 3. Well, sorry, Jack. Chucky's back. I love this poster. Love seeing it in the video stores. Love seeing it everywhere. Was the first one? Wait. Was the first one? Yeah. He is one mean SOB. That was another great.
Roger Ebert.
Was that Ebert?
That's what it says there, yeah.
Oh man. So yeah.
Wait, was that the fat one or the skinny one?
Fat one.
Okay.
One without a bottom jaw.
Yeah, I was about to say he was the one with half a face.
Okay.
I didn't like either of them. They were and usually Ebert wasn't he hated horror movies a lot of times, didn't
They
he?
were both very country.
They both did.
Yeah, they were.
Every Disney movie's the best thing ever, but horror movies are trash, gutter trash.
Sons of bitches.
That doesn't matter. Aren't they both being raped in hell now?
Oh,
It's Christmas time in hell.
I was always a Siskel guy myself, so
I
like
don't like
fight.
most film critics, so
like when I mean this goes back, so some of you younger folks may not understand this, but we had this thing called the newspaper that it would put like the show times, and then it would have like poster art and reviews and stuff like that, and whatever they said I would usually go with the opposite. If they said it sucked, I would be like, I'm going to watch that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! I just saw an ad for Interview with a Vampire. They remade that
The series, right?
Yeah, there's a-
series.
yeah, it's a TV series.
No way that's good. I'll watch it, but
I won't even do that much.
So, Child's Play 2. This could be the favorite.
Pinnacle.
This could be the favorite. It is the pinnacle. Was it 1990 now? Big scene I remember and loved was in the school. He's got
The
the
ruler.
ruler with the teacher. Oh man.
it's like this kid just got out of this traumatic event. They bought him a fucking good guy doll. Like, here it is, buddy, and his name's Chuck.
Yeah.
Like when they gave him to that family, like, hey, 2 things you need to know. Everyone in his old house died, and he swears it was a good guy doll. So maybe don't give the kid a good guy doll.
But they want to blame him when he freaks out about seeing one.
Yeah.
He's lost his his aunt,
Phil
his
was
mom.
just a
basically.
douchebag. Like at the end,
Phil
of the day,
was a
Phil
Phil
deserved what he got.
How's it hanging, Phil?
That was his then he unhooks him.
That's the only reason I remember that dude's name was Phil.
Because of that line, yeah.
Wasn't hanging Phil.
Ladies and gentlemen, real quick.
It's
With the
Jake.
Crocs. With the Crocs.
Better late than never.
Hell yeah, brother.
Do you get the giblets or whatever for the Crocs, the little charms?
No. No.
Oh, that's the line. Not Crocs.
That's like,
Hey.
bro. Speaking of, you gotta have the Croc sandals as well. You know.
Oh,
I mean, I am wearing like the Skechers Crocs right now. I'm just saying.
I gotta tell you, man, Jake got me into Crocs, man. I'm there. We got the
I do
fuzzy
enjoy
ones
my
right now.
Crocs. That's what I'm rocking
Fuzzy
right
ones
now,
that
is
keep your
fuzzies.
feet, keep your feet nice and toasty.
Fuzzy Crocs?
Dude,
Yeah.
they got like a fur inside.
It's like lamb skin in there, wool or
great,
some
man.
shit.
Nice
Your
and
feet
warm.
gonna be all sweaty?
No, they're great
Depends
for
on
the
if you have
winter
a
time.
sweaty foot problem. I wear socks with mine because of that. But
Jake, you got any thoughts on the first Child's Play, real quick?
We just went over to 2, so
Yeah, I kind of was eating. Was kind of watching. The first one, I didn't really grow up with it, so love it as much as everybody else does. It's not my favorite by far, but it's not the worst. And it's still one that I do kind of watch every year because to me it's a Christmas movie. So that's about it. And Jay, put some motherfucking respect on Tommy Lee Wallace from Fright Night 2, okay? Yeah.
I respect the Menendez brothers.
That's it for me.
yeah, it's a bad deal right there.
Right. Orc, you want to?
Yeah,
I think Jess is taking a little break here. You want to give us your thoughts on part 2?
Part 2, easily the best in the series, which I think most people will agree with. Nice shirt, by the way, Jake. Hell yeah, brother. That quite works for me, homie.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Probably my favorite scene in the movie. Well, there's so many good ones, but is when he says "goddamn woman drivers," and then and she slams on the brakes, and then he goes "shit," and runs into the fence. I think is what happened, but yeah, the whole movie's doesn't really have any boring spots for pretty much an hour and a half. Whole thing's pretty good. I enjoy it.
I agree.
Orc gives it 8 fingers up.
I thought you only had 8 fingers.
Maybe. Oi.
Or governor.
All right, Jonathan, part 2.
It's not my favorite one, but it is probably the best one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I get why this is mostly everyone's favorite. It's just not my favorite. Doesn't say it's not the best one.
So
I
you're
mean, don't
saying-
tell us yet, but now that makes me real curious to what your favorite is, because
Oh,
you
it's-
weren't
it-
big on the
it's-
first one either.
It's
so.
got to be Seed.
Well, we'll wait.
All right, Jay.
Well, this is my favorite. Basically, it boils down to the whole like third act. The end sequence of the film is just absolutely amazing. I also love how it starts up, which is so stupid, but they take his skull,
Yeah.
and it, just the whole. I love the whole movie, man. But his sister's great. Of course, Andy sucks again. He always sucks. But I don't know, man. This is a great movie. Great movie.
Jake.
Yeah, this is my favorite by far. This and 3 used to come on USA all the time as a kid. So I watched these quite a bit. I agree with Jay. The whole ending sequence in that factory is good stuff. It's a great movie. And what the hell are they thinking, taking this burnt up goddamn Chucky doll and putting it back out there in circulation after it
Well, they cleaned him
kills
up.
people? Well, they
You
killed
can't
people
waste it,
after they
man. Come
cleaned
on.
him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they give some sort of quick excuse or explanation at the beginning of the film? Like,
Yeah,
we
it was
wanted
supposed to show there was nothing wrong with the doll.
nothing wrong with the doll.
Yeah.
But it killed electrocuted them two people. Put them back together. It's fine. It's fine.
I thought it was a great scene, but
Oh yeah.
I
love
love
it.
your opinion on it. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, real quick, I wanted to mention the first time I saw this was right when it came out on VHS. My brother was actually babysitting me for the weekend. Got us a big pizza from somewhere, put this on, and man, I watched it like 2 or 3 times in a row. I loved it so much. Good times.
Those are the stories I love to hear from y'all.
Because my brother's quite a bit older than me, so.
Jay and I have talked about this too. We both have older siblings that were a part of introducing us to horror. I mean, my
They're always-
parents are fans too, but
You know, he'd always buy me booze when I was like 14, 15, so that was cool.
Well, Part 2's easily my favorite. And for a lot of the same reasons as everybody else, but I do have to throw out there that, and I'm sure I'm in the minority on this, but I actually felt pity for Chucky when he goes back up the conveyor and the machine starts fucking putting other doll parts on him, and you hear him screaming. I actually feel bad for the guy. I mean, he's not trying to kill Andy. He just wants his body. I mean, does he really deserve all that?
well, I don't know if anybody'd agree 100% with you on that, but
Well, he doesn't.
they are pretty convincing screams. But there's Brad again, his performance.
He
Wouldn't work without Brad, I don't think.
no.
No.
But I actually felt pity for him. I felt sorry for him. You know, I really didn't think he deserved all that. I think they could have found a more humane way of killing him off.
Oh, that would be a great experience. I would love to see this in the theater.
I do want to throw out there, though, that I ran this idea by Jess, and he doesn't like it. So I'm just going to throw this out here anyway. I think it would be cool if somebody could do a mashup of Home Alone and Child's Play, and just have Kevin setting up all these traps and having Chucky go through it, trying to. They both take place in Chicago.
These are things you need to bring up in private with the
I
committee.
mean, so does like the vacation movies. If Chicago is the only factor that we need to like link these things together,
Well, and they're roughly
Thank
the same
you,
time
Jonathan.
period. Home Alone came out in what, 90? Part 2 came out in 90. I mean,
Christmas Vacation came out in '89.
well,
You got the
see,
trilogy right there, one every year.
Oh, good Lord.
John Hughes, if you're listening, direct the next Child's Play movie.
Isn't John Hughes dead?
Very dead.
well, then he's listening.
Sorry.
So somewhere in hell, there's a mashup of Child's Play, the vacation movies, and Home Alone.
Oh, John Hughes is not in hell. Come on.
Oh, everybody's going to hell.
He's in there for curly suit.
Leave him alone.
I saw it in the theater.
Oh, but yeah, Ben Grimm, I loved that you got to see that in theater just last year with the crowd, and he said it was totally a great experience, and it's made it his favorite in the franchise.
It's an
Big
easy one to
T.
love.
Big
Well,
T.
It's when people started to root for Chucky too. you
Yeah.
know?
I'm telling you, it's because everybody secretly felt bad for him. He didn't need all those body parts glued to him.
And yeah, Big T saying the same thing as far as part 2. Starting to see from Chucky's perspective for the remainder of the franchise. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention Ben.
Kyle.
You're right. Kyle was back then. She was a
Kyle
babe.
was absolutely.
And I'm glad they didn't go like stereotypical, make her an asshole. Sibling
No, she was
or
a totally
whatever.
cool character. Yeah,
Exactly.
she
And
was
the parents,
compassionate.
other than the dad, he was kind of a dick, but the foster mom or whatever,
She was pretty
characters were
sweet.
good.
She
Phil was
was
Yeah.
pretty sweet, but she was married to Phil.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Yeah, but isn't that what that's supposed to be, though? I mean, like the older sister believes him, but she's technically still a kid too. The adults are the ones that aren't supposed to believe the kids, and
She is, but like you guys were, she could have easily been written as, because she was already kind of a hard, foster punk kid. She could have been more of a bitch, and she wasn't. She was compassionate to
'Cause-
Andy.
She was the one that found the original Good Guy doll buried, like below the
Yeah.
swing set, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she was out
like,
there.
I love that reveal too, of like how she discovers, like, okay, maybe he's telling the truth. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, any last thoughts? I mean, on part 2, it's
The effects are great, man.
I think it's easily, I think pretty much everyone's favorite,
Except
just not
Jonathan.
Jonathan's.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's just I think it may be the best one though.
All right.
fair enough. Yeah, I hope we didn't miss anything, because this is one that's, I don't want to leave anything out if I did, but I think we've all said it. If it's not your favorite, you at least agree that it is one of the best as far as being made, or best made. And it's still scary, Chucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
With
Orc
just
made
a
a good
hint.
point that it was more action-packed, more of an action than horror, as the first one goes, or scary as the first one goes, but it's still scary Chucky. And he looks great.
Oh, and what a big deal that shot of him walking with that ruler is, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That is great. It's my favorite.
It's an
Smacking
animatronic
in his
in
hand.
full view on the ground walking.
Yeah.
You've seen dolls that pee? This one bleeds. Like what he knows.
All right. So we ready to move on to 3?
I think we are. Mastered for Vinyl, thanks for joining us. Welcome. And ready, I guess, for
Child's Play 3.
Look Who's Stalking. And what can we say to this, of the original trilogy, as you would say?
This is my favorite.
Really?
Yep.
I have to ask, John, what's your favorite line from the movie? Because I'm gonna say mine.
Chucky's gonna be a brother.
Yeah, Chucky's gonna be a
Be a
bro.
bro.
What's
Hell
yours,
yeah.
Orc?
I like when Tyler opens up the mail. He goes, "Tampering with the mail is a federal offense."
No, this is just one that I watched all the time as a kid. Like the setting of the boarding school and all the kids being around. The carnival at the end, the way Chucky dies at the end. It's just a lot of fun to me. And this Andy is way more tolerable.
This one is I know a lot of people used
They
to
hate it,
I
man.
know.
I really
Yeah,
like it.
this movie is a blast. It's fun. I love it.
The
as well,
nerdy kid jumping on the grenade and getting fucking blown up.
He could have played a young
Lord.
Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
Whitehurst and De Silva, yeah, all day.
Yeah, my favorite one of the franchise.
See, Kory, you thought we were off topic, but Tyler does have a Game Gear.
He does.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? You're right.
Speaking of which, we all need to watch Surf Ninjas together one night.
Oh,
Game Gear is basically the plot device in that movie.
Hell yeah.
Was it Eddie Deason? Is that his name?
Eddie Raines.
Oh, okay. The nerd guy.
Oh, that guy. No, I thought you were talking about Surf Ninjas. Never mind.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no, it was Ernie Raines Jr. was the kid, and then there are like the big brother, and then I don't know who played the kid. Leslie Nielsen's in it.
Was it Rob Schneider?
Rob Schneider. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you. I'm thinking of Surf 2, I think.
Mikey wants to know what's the best way to watch these movies.
Do
Any
not
ideas
buy
or
the
thoughts on the
4Ks
4K?
on those. Don't waste your money on the 4Ks.
I want them.
Here's my thing, Mikey. If you were a big, huge Chucky fan, really into it, I'd say, man, go out there and get it the best form that you can. But you can get such a deal on the full Blu-ray set.
Yeah.
$30 for every movie in the series.
I think you can
On
get it even
Blu-ray.
cheaper than that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just talking like normal prices. Like you can get a hold of every film in that series on Blu-ray for a good price. And you can only get the first 3 and 4K from Screen Factory. They're going to run you about $30 a piece. And the transfers are okay.
I'm a big fan of these, but I think you can get that Blu-ray, the full box set, for even cheaper than $30.
There's a couple different versions of it too.
Yeah.
Off to Amazon I go. Be right back.
See, I
Justin
only have,
Whalen.
I have part 1. I've got all the VHS, but I've only got part 1 on Blu-ray. So I need to upgrade the other ones. But
I mean, you can get that even like just go to Walmart and get that set. It's there all the time.
fucking Screen Factory.
Hell, in all honesty, I still have DVDs, and a lot of those had a nice release. The first one had a great
I got a couple
box with a slip cover. You kids who like slip covers.
This was the first way I owned it.
Special features.
Yeah, I used to have that one right there.
I had that one too.
It's like 3D raised. I just never got rid of it because it's so cool. That's 2 through Bride, I think.
That one would always
C,
fuck
I
up
think.
every shelf you put it on. It would like make it uneven.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little too tall.
Real cool.
That's what I have. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray of the first one, and then I have all the other ones on DVD still.
I picked this up secondhand, which that's the first box set they did, and that gets you through Curse. You just have to pick up Cult.
No, you don't.
I got this for like $15.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
This is the one I prefer. I like the art on this one better.
Here, I could have been bringing you in.
Curse is good. Come on, we'll get there.
No, Curse
Well,
is
Curse
great.
is great.
But we'll
Cult,
get there.
yeah, I think he was talking about Cult.
Ah,
And Mastered for Vinyl, it disagrees with you about the Universal set is incredibly mediocre. It says the 4Ks are so much better.
Are they $90 for 3 films versus $30 for the entire series? They're not, unless you're a master, like a huge fan.
You got to be a huge fan.
And that I only have the first one, so I'm gonna be honest there. I only have the first one. On
I am a
4K.
huge fan, but I'm
And
not.
that is
paying-
not a good
I'm not,
looking
not paying that price.
transfer.
I don't care what movie. To me, that's not worth it. If the movie's clear enough for me to watch, I'm happy. And there's a lot of movies out there. Give me some of the old grain. I don't need to see the pores. I don't want it to look like a play.
I just
want
take
that
my
filter.
contacts out. They all look the same.
There you go.
I think I've made the comment to you, Jess, before that there's certain movies that I don't mind watching on VHS. And maybe it's just nostalgia or whatever, but I would prefer to see it on VHS because of the grainy look. And
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not VHS as much as DVD because you can still get that look. But I know what you mean. There's something about really going back. If you watch a movie on VHS, it looks different. It looks different.
as far as part 3 goes, it's probably in my. I want to say it's in my top 3, but the only thing I can honestly say about this movie that it's just a random thing that came to me while I was rewatching it over the weekend was that I think it was around this time period. I think it was like The Next Karate Kid.
It was before that, wasn't it?
No, was it The Next Karate Kid? The Substitute Part
Hillary
3 or
Swank.
4. Yeah, but like it seems like there was a handful of these movies that came out within like a 2 or 3 year time frame where they took place inside of like some sort of military academy or something, and I don't know if it
Yeah,
was
like
just
Major Payne and shit.
yeah.
I thought
So I
those were
don't-
more the mid 90s than the early 90s that this was. Substitute came later, a couple of years later, the first one even.
Well, I said within a 2 or 3 year time frame, but for some reason, like it seemed like it was just that time period that seemed to be like the ideal setting to put movies in was just
Was
military academy.
Major Payne around that time? I can't remember the year on that.
Possibly,
I think Major Payne was like 95.
probably right towards the end of that time frame.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily. That's definitely not in my top 3, and probably not even in my top 4. But it's definitely respectable. It was the
What?
weakest one of the original trilogy. Yeah, part 3.
Not in your top 4?
I don't think so.
Oh, favorite scene is when the Colonel dude has the heart attack.
That's a great one. Like you guys said earlier, the Chucky's gonna be a bro line. That's fantastic. The line I remember as a child the most in using, which of course it's very inappropriate, is this is a rifle, this is a gun, this is for shooting, this is for fun.
This was fun. Yeah.
Talking about his penis.
Oh, and when he sees Andy and the one chick making out in the woods, he makes a comment, "I got to get out of this body."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the opening to this too, where he's CEO, whatever that factory's house, and he's playing with all them toys, messing with all them toys and stuff, and kills him and gets the info where Andy's at now.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the opening scene.
the office
Mm-hmm.
of the toy guy.
Yeah.
And I used to think I'd always forget, and it was just his blood dripping in when they removed his original body from part 2. It was his blood that dripped into the thing. I used to think for some reason that they put him back in and remelted his whole thing and used his wax.
They melted his thing?
The doll.
Oh my God.
Remelted the doll. But it was just his blood dripping into the new wax or whatever. The new.
Well, at least they
plastic.
didn't melt his thing.
They didn't melt his thing off.
Apparently, they give him a thing somewhere.
I think he
down
just
the line of
grows
this
it. I think
franchise.
I was just gonna say, I think it has to. Every time he comes back to life, it
I think it has to
takes some
grow.
time to regrow.
Which they abandoned in the first movie that I thought was cool. Is the longer that he's in the body, the more human-like it becomes.
Yeah. So he doesn't have the penis right away, but the more human he becomes, it grows.
It kind of
pops out.
it's like a turkey timer.
Actually, well, he can develop semen and all that good stuff too. So
Well, because his testes drop. Sure, they're made out of Legos, but they work.
And Jess, I'm sure it was plastic, not wax, that his blood dripped into. But
Yeah, you're right. It was plastic. I'm high like Jonathan.
That's a T-shirt right there.
I'm high like Jonathan.
Yep.
Get on my level.
Oh. Well, final thoughts on 3.
Underrated movie.
You know, I always hated 3 only because of the time jump. I thought it was. Didn't they make these like basically at the same time because of the success of the first one? And this one like kind of flopped, right?
Yeah.
Within a couple of years, yeah. It was in with
Yeah.
less than 3 years from the second one.
And you know, I've rewatched it a few times. You know, recently, the past few years, and I've really come to like the movie. It's just, yeah. I mean, I like Chucky. It's just everything else. It's so different. But You know, I don't dislike it. It's just, you know, especially compared to what comes after this. But, you know, it's got Chucky, you know. So, of course, the whoever that the drill sergeant that hates Andy so much, like, God, I hate that guy so much. But
Shelton.
you're
Shelton.
supposed to, right? You know,
Yeah.
kind of like
Oh.
Phil. You know, you hate Phil.
As an
And
anthill.
you know, you root for them to die. So.
By the way, bullets that go in real rifles, evidently,
Paintball, right? Or paint bullets.
that go in like an actual. That is the worst idea on earth.
That's like some Alec Baldwin shit right there.
Yeah. Good point.
One other thing I wanted to point out: the guy who does the haircuts in part 3, same guy who plays Larry in Hellraiser.
Really?
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, he's in Pumpkinhead 2 as well.
Well, and I was going to say, is it Perry Reeves, the actress's name, the main girl in Child's Play 3? She's Ari's wife on Entourage, if anybody else.
Is it really? Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's Mrs. Ari.
I stand by an earlier comment I made, probably offline somewhere, but Ari Gold still the greatest character ever written for TV.
I was a Johnny Drama fan. Anyway.
No Turtle? No one Turtle?
Yeah, Turtle's all right. I don't hate Turtle.
Turtle was
See.
cool until he lost all the weight.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that guy.
He was a lot cooler when he's fat.
Your sideways baseball cap doesn't look right on your
No.
anorexic ass.
Got that money. That's cool. You watched it too.
Bride of Chucky.
The
So
prequel
this
to
is
Freddy
this
versus
is
Jason.
Lauren's favorite Chucky movie, right?
I'm sure it is.
This is the actual Bride movie that Lauren likes, right?
It's not that other stupid one
Yeah.
from like the 20s or some shit.
Lauren's currently trying to plot a way to find us and kill us right now. So
Now, I will say what Kory and I did. We saw this in the theaters together, didn't we?
yeah, this is the first movie I ever saw more than once in theaters. And one of the times was with you, and then I think I went with my cousins another time.
This was my first Chucky movie in the theater. And I loved it. I loved it right away. I mean, we hadn't had Chucky in a few years. And I almost didn't believe it when I saw the trailer. And I laughed my ass off. I thought it was the perfect way to bring him back post-Scream. It's probably lost a little bit over time, but I loved this movie for the longest time. I thought it was perfect. It didn't break continuity. You had the opening scene, you know, in the locker, the police locker. You saw the Freddy glove, Jason mask, chainsaw. I just thought the whole movie was brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, a brilliant way to bring him back, and kind of reference the old, like, Bride of Frankenstein, as you were just saying.
Well, she's watching that when he kills her, if I remember right.
Yeah, you're
Isn't
right.
she? Yeah.
And she's in the bathtub watching it in the trailer,
Yeah.
in her trailer, Tiffany.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll probably mention her over and over, Jennifer Tilly. Oh my God. I know Dan Shine would be getting boners about now.
It'd be like, she looks better now than she ever did.
20 some years later. And she's in
Jake
her
would be
60s.
rolling his eyes because Dan's talking about grandmas again. And
You know you'd all do it.
Now, Jennifer Tilly, yeah, she does look great for her age right now. She still looks really sexy.
She's in her 60s, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, she looks great for her age.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You think Meg Tilly's hotter?
I agree with that.
Maybe. Talk about more of her if we do the Psychos.
oh, we'll do the Psychos.
Joe Bob. Welcome. Is that the real Joe Bob?
What's up, Joe Bob? That's really you.
It's just a profile pic I wasn't necessarily expecting from the man. Ben Grimm says, I loved Bride when I first saw it, but I've rewatched it recently and it was kind of disappointed. I'd say I definitely like it more than hate it, but I used to think it top 3. Same here, and I think I still rank it in the top 3 or 4. But like I said, it has lost a bit over time.
For some reason, I kept thinking that Jason Ritter was in that one.
He is.
I know John Ritter is, but
No, he's not. You're right. It's John Ritter.
It's John. Yeah.
And Jason's in Freddy versus Jason.
yeah.
Yes. John's the dad of whatever.
But this does have Katherine Heigl in it, and she's fucking hot, or at least was.
She looks her best in this movie, I think, than she looks anywhere else.
She was 16 in this, Kory. Come on.
No, she was not.
Don't scare me like that. Damn. She's of age now. It doesn't count.
yeah.
I've heard she's something else to work with.
A dream to work with is what I've heard. Just a great person.
According to Joe Bob, it is him.
And this is my first to see in the theater as well, Jess. And I was actually working at the movie theater when I saw this.
I want to hear your story. We'll introduce whoever this is.
And I was working there, and it was my day off when it debuted, whatever. And I had tons of candy and snacks and stuff. I was all prepared. And I just hate the tone of this movie so much. This is when it went off this is the Freddy's Dead of fucking Child's Play. Like, this is the beginning of that shit. The Ronnie Yu sucks an asshole. Like, anything he did in English language is garbage. hate Freddy versus Jason. Absolutely hate it. I think I hate it more than this movie. But I like, it's got like a Britney Spears reference in there, which really holds up well. I mean, it's so stupid.
No, wrong movie.
No. See, the Chucky has the Britney Spears reference.
We're on Bride.
Yes. See, the Chucky, yeah. He steals Method Man and Redman's Escalade, and he's fucking.
Oh God, damn it!
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
This movie still sucks. It sucks every which direction.
Is that how you felt? That's how you felt about it when you first sat down to watch it?
Oh, I absolutely hate it. I didn't watch it for 20 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't watch it again for 20 years. Yeah.
That's shock. We're usually on similar pages. Where I loved it then, and I've liked it less.
I never liked it then.
Huh. It's kind of sad. I don't know how to argue with you on that one, but you got. I was just hoping you mixed up Seed and Bride, and that was a mistake.
He might have. He don't know.
No, I didn't mix the movies up. I know what happens in Seed. I definitely like Bride better than Seed, but that's not saying a whole lot.
That wasn't okay. Yeah. All right. Who hasn't talked about Bride yet?
Me, I haven't. I just got here.
Hey, dudes. I got a thing I got to take care of, but I'll try to hop on here in a few.
All right, man.
Cool, man.
Later.
Just Graham, I was just wearing that hat right now when I was picking up my nephew. I have the same beanie.
Nice.
I think Jess might be muted, but
that's okay. Anyways, I love Bride of Chucky. That's the first Chucky movie I ever saw in theaters. When I was growing up as a kid, I rented the first 3 all the time, and I was so excited when Bride came out, and I had a great time watching it then, and I do now. It's weird because I feel like I've started to meet people more over the years who have the kind of opinion that Jay has. I guess I can understand how some people don't like it. I don't want to assume things. I don't know. Do you not like it, Jay, because you prefer the tone of the previous 3?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's fair. But when I saw it, I mean, as a kid, this movie came out in 98. I was 9 years old. So, yeah. I mean, that take is whatever when I was 9. But, I mean, I don't know. It's the only movie in the franchise that I think very nicely balances the comedy that they introduced after this. Everything after this, I could take or leave, really. I do like Curse a lot, and we'll get there, but I do like the balance in this movie. I love the soundtrack. I love Jennifer Tilly. I like Ronnie. I know you said you don't like Freddy vs. Jason, so I mean, I like what he does as far as directing. So I do like that. Tiffany, this is the only movie I like Tiffany, by the way. I don't like even in she just has a cameo in Curse. This is the only movie I like her in. It's really weird because she is a really great actress, but she's so awful in every other movie after this. Like, it's weird. I don't know what happened to her performance, but yeah, I do love this movie. I do. And this is the last movie that they had Kevin Yeager on the effects, and it's so good. Those dolls look great in this movie.
You are 100% right, Andrew. And you can tell that Kevin Yeager isn't doing the Chucky doll anymore after this. Yeah. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew from Hey, Isn't That Von Graham?
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Glad you could join us, brother. And hopefully Jonathan will be back, too. So what are your thoughts on give us a quick sum of the first three movies?
Well, I love them, man. The second one is it's one of those things. First and second one, I could go either way, which is my favorite. I mean, like I love all three. I'm just trying. I'm thinking like everything of everyone said, and like what I would have said. You know, like I do like I can't think of the actor's name right now. I do like the Andy in Part 3. I do. I don't dislike him. I love Alex Vincent, especially in the first one. I do like Christina Lee in the second one. I think she's cool. I was saying in the chat how in the TV cut of Part 2, those foster parents are a lot more sympathetic, actually. They kind of cut those scenes out in the theatrical cut, and it makes them just look like assholes. I mean, the mother, obviously, she's not necessarily an asshole, but Phil looks so bad. But you kind of see his side of it in the second one, which I appreciate. You know, he's trying. He really is trying his best, you know, but he's got a lot in his hands. So it's better in the second one, the TV cut for that matter. But the best score is in the second one from Graham Revell. That score is fucking awesome. I do like the one in the first one too. That's John Renzetti, I think. That's really good too. I think the first one is the best like horror movie of the franchise for sure. I like the Chicago setting. I don't know. Is that really a thing ever after this? I don't think so, right? The Chicago setting?
No, because, he was a Lakeshore Strangler in Chicago. Yeah. And then from then on, I mean, maybe 2 was kind of in Chicago, but it wasn't really.
Doesn't feel like it. It's not a lot of character. Yeah, the Chicago setting is so, you know, present in the first one. It's so weird they haven't done that again because that was such a good element to that movie.
Well, because then on he was like, it was about New Jersey.
Right. They start making references to him being from New Jersey or whatever. And
even though he was a Lakeshore Strangler.
That was one of the first times I can recall when in my youth being very flabbergasted at some sort of, I don't know if you call it a plot hole, but when he started talking about the heart of Dumbala, I was like, I've never heard of this in any of those movies. Like, what the hell is he talking about? I was so confused about that. But they do worse things as far as trying to retcon things later when they make him look like a simp in Curse of Chucky. I don't like that, but we'll get there.
And I'm sorry, I didn't even realize, I don't know why I knew this before, that Mastered Vinyl.
Oh, yeah, and I have to remind everybody, I use that when I comment most of the time because it's my YouTube premium account. Okay. Otherwise, I'd be looking at ads and it'd be like a whole mess. So yeah. But yeah, I do love all these movies, and I got a poster here. The first one signed by Brad and Andy. I just love those movies. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really hoping the next few months to get that plush doll. I had the $500 one before. I had to let go of last year and during hard times, but they got that plush one out now for only $200. I can't wait to get that thing.
Now it's plush. It's soft.
Yeah. Like the previous one has like a foam body, the Trick or Treat Studios one. And you know, it's like really like you can pose them a lot. But the second one, the new one they just put out, the body is plush instead of foam, which is accurate to a lot of the dolls that were used in the first movie anyway. So it works either way.
Cool. I want to get the Spirit Halloween that still comes in the Good Guys box.
I don't know if
want
you
the
saw
original Good Guy doll. It's only about $100.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Jess, in one of my videos during October, you were talking about that Good Guy doll one, right? But like,
yeah,
You know, the one that's been there since like Bride of Chucky came out. They have that, and they have Tiffany. They've had them at Spencer's. Like they've severely improved on the design. I noticed that when I was there this October. Like there's like a newer one as of this year that looks really good. They really did a good job.
I think I did see, and it might even be cheaper than the regular Good Guy one.
I think it always was like in the $50 to $60 range when I was growing up. So it might be, yeah.
Same here and I thought those were expensive when I was growing up, being a $60 doll, but now it's like, oh, if I could get it for $60. But I want the original Good Guy. Twisted Tea's coming out.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to be getting from Trick or Treat Studios, is the Good Guy doll. It's the best way to go, I would say.
That's something that they did at 30.
I do have to agree with you, Jess.
That's good.
So.
That's good. That would be good.
The more I've seen Bride of Chucky, the less I like it. I want to say maybe it's just because I preferred the way he looked in the first three, and I'm so sick of seeing him all stitched up and everything that later on I'm actually glad to see that he's in a newer body. So
I thought he looked great stitched up in the Bride of Chucky because of Kevin Yeager, but like as it's gone on, it just looked it looked awful either way, compared to
like
those movies.
Yeah, because in Bride, there's like a lot of depth to those wounds. Like they look really gross, and the rest of them they just look like tattoos or something. It's not anywhere near as cool.
I mean, we could use the excuse that, in the fifth one, which we'll get to soon, it's a new body. It's supposed to be a stage Chucky that the soul goes into, so you can kind of suspend your belief with that, or whatever you call it.
Sure, whatever you got to tell yourself to like.
That's what I got to tell myself to sleep at night. But yes, I agree. I wish Kevin Yeager would come back and do it. No offense to Tony Gardner. He's
great.
He's great at effects and a lot of other things.
Yeah. He just doesn't make Chucky like Kevin. That's all.
No. Everybody, last thoughts on who hasn't talked about Bride?
Orc, you got any thoughts on Bride?
Best part of the movie for me easily is when he says he's talking about the radio and the music, and Rob Zombie's playing. Says the music today doesn't suck or something. How does the line go? Anyone know?
I can't remember the line, but yeah, he's commenting on the music being trash. Then he finds Thunder Kiss 65, which is great.
Oh man, it's a great song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man,
there are a lot of lines like that are great reference.
The best line is when he's fucking crawling back to the car and he flicks that dude off and he's like, "Rude fucking doll."
Yeah.
Smoking.
I think my general dislike for this movie really just stems from my initial, reaction of it's just completely different tonally. It's a horror comedy, and the other ones are straight horror movies. And that's really my problem with it, because it took me a while to really fall in love with horror comedies, but I did like this more when I watched it later on. But still not. I mean, it's still like towards the top end of my favorites, but it's really not saying a whole lot.
I get your point. I don't completely agree with you, but I think this was about the perfect blend of horror and comedy, and I think it needed this at this time, because this again is post Scream. It was the self-referential horror time.
Yeah,
but it had
I don't like
real
any
horror.
of that shit, though. I hate all that shit.
I know you don't.
It's also got that really hilariously awful CGI when he runs him over with 18-wheeler. That shit is funny.
But yeah, soundtrack's great. Most of the effects are great.
Oh yeah.
Jake, do you have anything you wanted to add?
Oh no, I fucking love this movie. It's my second favorite. Soundtrack is great, and you can watch this movie and it can take you back to that period in time, because it's so like
90s.
it's so like that era, even like early 2000s before, because it's 98, right? Like
Mhm.
98, 99.
98, 98.
I don't know. I love the comedy, and like one of my favorite scenes is when she puts him in the fucking the crib that's in the trailer, and gives him the word pad, and he's like spelling bitch and
Mhm.
all that on it. I love it. It's my second favorite.
I think like there's a lot of good kills in this movie, but I think I do like Tiffany's death, which is watching Bride of Frankenstein, and he's creeping in. It's really good.
Oh, the nail! I forgot with the nail gun.
John Ritter, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. And they stuff him in the back of the fucking van.
Yeah.
They got to clean up the blood and shit. Yeah.
Did you mention that? Talk about the Pinhead reference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Or what is it when he's like, she's talking about Martha Stewart.
Bacon
Fuck Martha
cookies.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, what would Martha? Because she always said like something about fuck. I can't remember.
So she is her idol and stuff. She's talking about like she has a lot of quotes from her throughout the movie and whatnot about improvising. She said, whenever you have a surprise amount of guests, what do? Improvise. And then that's when she starts coming up with those crazy kills in the van and stuff.
Yeah.
She has all the nails up on the thing.
It dates the movie so bad when you do shit like that, though. Oh.
It does, which goes
I
to
don't
your.
think so.
But I mean, Martha Stewart's still around, so.
She was looking pretty good on Instagram with.
Oh, she's fine as fuck, dude.
Yeah, she is, dude.
I don't know if I can go that far now. You guys are getting out of hand. But I think I know where Jake. Were you going to where they start fighting in the RV?
Yeah, the fight. Yes, and he's like, she starts freaking out, and he's like, "What would Martha?" I can't remember how it goes.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to do
RV.
the couple was manipulating them.
The dishes.
Or dishes, yeah. And he's mad. She's mad because he won't do the dishes.
It's if those dishes aren't going to clean themselves.
Yeah. It's funny.
But Jay, you were saying you.
Oh, go ahead.
You don't like that, like. Was you saying you don't like they put like the Martha Stewart references because it kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It dates it though, you know, like the previous movies didn't have.
Yeah, it dates. Yeah, I like it though because it's like to me it's like a fucking time capsule as far as going back and watching this and remembering where you were kind of in that time, and you know, I'm a big sucker for nostalgia anyway. So,
but I mean, you guys were also a good bit younger than me when you saw it for the first time, so I mean that probably factors into it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit younger than Jay. No offense, but like 95 to 05, that's my sweet spot. Yeah,
I wasn't younger, but go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't want to shun Jay too much. He's my homie.
I know. I have a hard time.
He's gonna outlive me easily. So
I don't know about that, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Anyone would probably need a hunk of plastic, probably battery operated, to get a rise out of you in bed.
Oh my god.
Furthermore, where the fuck did you learn how to cook?
I mean, this does have the best arcade in it, right? I mean, Alexis, come on.
Really? I mean,
you know, rest in peace. You know?
Yeah. God rest his or her soul, or whatever Alexis decided at the time.
But I believe they identified as a male still at this point.
Yeah.
And did a great job. I was really into the, not necessarily goth, but, you know, the whatever freak scene at that point. So.
Oh, I totally agree. Played the Damien part really well. That character was great.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch this one tonight. I fucking blow this movie. Just talking about
Fuck you, Mikey.
Mikey, Jay, you old fuck. Well, Ben agrees with you in the top 2 hottest former felons behind Aunt Becky.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's hard to beat Aunt Becky. Oh my God.
We got any other thoughts on Bride of Chucky? No.
It's
No, all the
good.
the kill with the glass on top. That's a good kill. And the waterbed.
Oh yeah, waterbed
Yeah,
killer.
the
That's good
motel.
stuff.
The idea is a good kill. I think even then I thought it looked a little CG'd. I mean, I guess some of the shit hitting the waterbed was pretty cool in the blood.
Yeah.
I
that
think
was
that-
good.
I think Chucky should have been 9 feet tall. I think that would have made it better.
Now you've done lost your mind, Jay. You've done lost your mind.
All right.
Oh, that was Kathy Najimy, the maid in there too, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
The chick from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sister Act.
A lot of other movies, yeah.
And the voice of Bobby on King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
Or,
I'm sorry.
the wife,
No, the wife, yeah.
Peggy Hill. Yeah. I think she was the maid in that. Oh, you honeymooners or something. Bride, yeah, I agree as far as Jake goes. I don't know about my second favorite, but I think it is in the top 3.
I'd say top 5.
4 for sure. All right.
Right.
This
Seed of
movie.
Chucky.
First of all, it before it came, I really believed it should have just been Son of Chucky, if you were going off of the classic movies.
Right.
Still excited to see it until I watched it. I mean, I thought it was hilarious and great seeing the dolls have sex in Bride of Chucky. I thought it was something new where it wasn't expecting it. But man, this movie goes off the rails.
Yeah,
Well, are you ready for this, Jess?
I am. Kory just watched it for his first time. It was the only Chucky
Oh,
movie he
please.
had.
Oh wow.
Please.
Oh, wow.
So go ahead.
I loved this movie.
Oh!
This movie is fucking
Oh, you-
hilarious. It is.
oh God.
I don't get what all the hate was. I wish I would have seen it sooner. I mean, it's hilarious.
Oh, so you real? I'm shocked because I didn't know his
I
opinion.
liked
yet.
it. I it's not like I don't think it's better than Bride. I don't think it's better than Curse. I don't think it's better than the actual good movies, but it's funny.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it.
I agree with you, Kory, 100%.
Wow.
See, I didn't watch it. I skipped that movie until we did a show on the Sausage Factory. That was the first time I watched it. So
That was him
Like-
because of that.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I skipped it. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm done. And it was before its time, man. You know, that movie is probably celebrated right now. There's probably
This
people
movie is the only one that's relevant today.
right before
Oh
its
my
time,
God.
thanks to Mancini himself.
I mean, I will say it looks like a masterpiece now compared to the last film of this franchise.
Yeah, like
Remake?
Cult.
yeah.
Oh,
That's what I
yeah.
thought you meant. Now, see, like,
Okay.
here's the thing, right? Like, I do wish that I could enjoy this movie, but I don't think it's funny, and that's just based on my own personal sense of humor.
They
but
smoke
could see-
weed.
I could
Red
see,
man and
like,
Method Man smoke weed. That's funny.
it's just like I don't know, man. Like there, like from the very beginning of this movie, I was just checked out because I didn't know what the hell they were trying to do, and yeah, even Jennifer Tilly sucks in this movie by comparison to the first one. It's a really like to me like this is like an avenue of like I don't know. I guess just humor or whatever that doesn't work for me. Like I the only other John Waters movie I've seen is Serial Mom, which I do really love. I know there's like a lot of his that I have to see, and he's in this movie, right? I just feel like it's like that kind of thing, and it's just not funny to me. But I don't know. There's so much stuff too that it makes me cringe. Like the Britney Spears thing that Jay brought up earlier, that makes me cringe.
Oh, I laughed my ass off at that.
I mean, I as a huge Lord of the Rings mark, it breaks my heart to be so disappointed with Billy Boyd in this movie. But oh god.
Oh, I don't think he was the problem.
No, I don't know.
I don't think Billy Boyd was the problem.
I will say I rewatched this movie like 3 years ago, hoping to have a different take, and I didn't. I mean, it certainly, I could give it another shot, but.
Well, you in a way brought it up about John Waters. Obviously, he's in it. My friend Chris Overholt, he's been in the chats. He said it best to me. You know, Jesse, I don't think you're getting. This is supposed to be a midnight movie, as far as the midnight movie of Chucky's, a John Waters movie.
That's what I feel like it's supposed to be like. Yeah, I mean, this is just from what I understand about John Waters movies. Like I said, the only one I've seen is Serial Mom, but like, I just feel like this is just a certain kind of like thing that's just not my style. Yeah. I don't think it's like unwatchable or not funny. It's just not funny to me. Like, I don't
Agreed.
know. Yeah.
Agree. I think it tried too hard on the comedy. In a simple way of saying it. You're right. It's not unwatchable. I consider it definitely a big part of the series still, but it isn't for me either.
It's like there's a fine line between it being funny when they're fucking in Bride, and then watching him jerk off in this one. Like that's a big difference. You know what I mean?
But the funny part of that was before he does it, because he asks her for help and she shows him her plastic titties. I mean, come on.
That's exactly what I mean. That's the fine line. There was a subtlety about it, and Bride
right.
was
You
funny.
saw the top of a butt crack, which was okay. That's kind of funny, and never seen that before.
The shadow, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Well, I think even in the uncut of Seed, you can see his actual.
Yeah, you do that. That's the last time I watched it, so I'm thinking of that.
It's better in the cut version, the theatrical.
Yeah, I know that this isn't necessarily a representation of how much people love the movie, but it is really funny how much people pay for this VHS because it's really rare.
Well, it had to be one of the last VHSs.
Yeah, 05, yeah.
This was like 2005.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you from my personal experience, the whole build up for him jerking off or whatever is just it. Try being married for 17 years and it's funny because at some point within that 17 years, you're going to have something similar to that. You know, something happens, you can't finish, whatever. And it's, come on, help me out here. And then you get something simple like, they move you, or they flash their tits to you or something, and then they walk out of the room and you're left there.
What does he end up going with? Like, does he have like a magazine of like
Fangoria?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's right.
Which funny, but then again, hilarious. Not super funny.
And then that's like a weird thing to me about the way these movies progress is they made him like seem like he was like, I don't know, goth or something later in the movies, and I didn't feel that way about him in the first few movies. It's really weird.
He's saying like Chucky?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
like, I mean, it's not,
his character's not goth. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but they feel like they attribute those things to him in the later movies, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
You're right. Every time they try to show more about Charles E. Ray, I really dislike it. Even like if we talk about the TV series, like I don't know. I had a different imagination of what his backstory was growing up. That's all. I guess I'll say that.
Well, that's the problem. We've talked about this in other films. We don't need backstory on most of these characters we love, because if there's mystery to it, that's probably what's made us love them, because we have our own images and background stories that we've created ourselves.
I don't even know at this point if I even know what Tiffany's like role in all this was. I think it's been retconned a few times already. It's weird.
Well, we'll have to dive deeper if we can figure that out because this is saying this at this point, it hasn't even gotten that weird yet in this franchise.
Oh yeah.
And I thought this is as weird as it could get.
Yeah.
Real quick, Dan Shine says he's got us on mute while he's recording his shows. He sees we've gotten to the crap proportion or portion of the franchise. They do redeem things with curse, though. Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. And he fully expects Chucky has sucked his first D by now.
Good Lord.
Oh, good God.
As far as the Britney Spears comment or whatever, the line that Chucky uses, it works within the story. I mean, it's funny because it works within the story. You know, they're supposed to be killing people or whatever, and he runs her off the road. Oops, I did it again. It's funny. I loved it.
It's not, though.
It is. It is fucking hilarious. Or
I'm glad you liked
here.
it, though. I am glad you liked it, though, Kory, because I was afraid you're going to watch it and it just even sour you more on the franchise.
I think part 5 was kind of shitty. Sorry, I'm not your guy.
Damn it. Well, I tried, damn it.
Well, I'm glad you like it, Kory. Like, somebody's got to like it.
It's way better than anything trauma, but that's not saying much.
Oh, fuck you.
Maybe it's just me. Those jokes landed for me. I thought they were hilarious. So,
yeah. I you know what I will say? I remember when I watched it in the theaters, I did like the stinger at the end where the fucking hand comes out of the box. That's funny.
Or Jake,
this movie just is the worst of the whole franchise, even including the remake. But that's all I got to say on this one. Yep. Because the remake at least has something good in it.
What? Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
I'd like to hear what's good about it.
Okay.
All right. So on to Curse.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
We got a Glenn or Glenda reference. You know, the kids will get that, right?
I didn't get that when I watched it. I didn't know what that was.
Of course you didn't.
No.
Nobody's gonna get that.
Like, what is that even? Like, what is that? How old is that?
It's an Ed Wood thing.
Okay.
It's where he was a straight up cross dresser, and
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
That's a Mancini like deep cut. I'm sure he's like, I got.
That's the thing, though. I want to say this. That's the thing that just baffles me so much about him is every time I hear him talk about his influences, he likes all the good shit that I do. He's a big Brian De Palma fan, and he loves like classic cinema and stuff. And I never really see it reflected in his writing. Never. Much less his direction, for that matter. This is the first movie he directed.
Yes.
Oh God.
Doesn't he have like a British accent too? Like
Billy Boyd. Yeah.
Glenda has a.
I don't know if there's a reason for that. Like, because in the beginning he's in that carnival. I don't know if they say because he has that Japanese thing on his arm. I don't remember if there's a reason for this, to be honest.
He pisses himself.
That's a little
that
funny.
Makes sense too.
That's a little funny when he's yelling.
It's just funny. It's all straight. I guess just can't relate to it, and which will be key later to the movies or the franchise we discuss. For me, I just couldn't relate to that stuff. It's like Mancini. He wrote Fine Part 2 all by himself.
Yeah, Part 2 is fire. Yeah.
MJ, what's up?
CMJ. I mean. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I shouldn't smoke to do these shows.
Is he like trying to project like his childhood through Chucky? Like Chucky's his dad?
We lost Jake.
Oh, Jake, I hope you're coming back. He might be Jay though. He might.
I don't know if I've heard him say that, but
I'm just spitballing. It just seems odd.
You know what?
He would go that way with it.
You're right. I think I have heard him in interviews talk about. Just I guess you can imagine growing up in the time he did, maybe that was hard for him. So maybe, I'd be right about that.
Yeah, they were. It was technically Chucky Goes Psycho was the beginning movie.
I would have much rather seen that movie.
the Chucky Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Wait,
that sounds
then again,
awesome.
I wouldn't. I don't want a Chucky parody on Psycho. I just want a good sequel. And with the whole
I
like
feel like
said,
that's like I feel like that's just so far gone at this point. A good sequel. Oh my god.
well, I thought so at this point too, but we'll get to Curse in a second. And this one, the Glenda thing, I just wanted Son of Chucky.
Yeah.
I didn't want this off the wall.
You got it. You got Daughter of Chucky.
I got something of Chucky.
I was so hyped for this movie when it was coming out. I was really excited for it. I mean, I must have seen trailers at the time. I was super excited. Wow.
I don't hate the film. It ranks lower on the list though. It's not the worst.
It's like solid the bottom for me.
All right. Now I guess Jay, I just read your private.
It's funny.
Oh, where am I? All right, are we ready?
Right. Yes.
Moving on. Curse of Chucky.
Now, I
So
just actually rewatched this one this morning.
This movie is great, and they did go back, Andrew. They did go back after. This was almost classic Chucky.
You know the thing about this movie, like, you know, I feel a lot of straight to video vibe with it, which is not a bad thing. I like that stuff, but like, I just cannot get over, even to this day, how much I love Fiona Dorff. I love her so much, and she is so great in this movie.
See, I thought this was shot well enough. I didn't get the straight to video vibe. I got more of a straight to video vibe on Seed than I did this one. Even though it was the opposite.
Probably a bigger budget, I would imagine.
I just feel I'm thinking of the way the budget looks in the movie, like some of the acting. It's nothing I dislike, but it's just, you know, I think about like that priest, you know, when he gets decapitated. I don't know if that's like a Signs reference or whatever. If it's like an over the top one, if it is. I do like the house too. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
house. Fuck yeah.
I think this movie had like only a budget of like $5 million, which is really
Pretty
fucking low.
I mean, but how much do the other ones have? I mean, horror usually gets a pretty low.
Yeah, but you
budget,
can't
right?
compare when this is what 2013 to 1989, and I think even in 1989 it had a bigger budget than $5 million.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I might just be, but I really don't like a. I feel like the only things there's like minor nitpicks I have with this movie, like I don't love the way he looks in the movie, but I know that that's supposed to be for a certain reason.
But you're right. It scared me when I first started watching it.
Yeah,
it bothered me until it gave you the reason why. Because I was like, what? Why?
Okay, and then the other thing too is like, I guess, you know, realistically, like every time I watch this movie, I end up very happy with it. And it is because of Fiona Dorff, because I don't like any of the other characters. I don't hate them, but I just don't like them. Like dad, the mom's babysitter girlfriend, the little girl, like none of them do anything for me at all. But Fiona Dorff just elevates it so much. So I really can't bitch out the movie as a whole just because of that element. Decent score too, not too bad. There's some good themes in it.
Yeah.
My only question is, and I know this is just random, whatever, but the elevator in the house, it's basically the same type of elevator that they had in the original.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or am I...
It's like it's similar. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to look at them together to know.
I would imagine those
but they're both kind of
different, but like a
different,
like a handicap elevator.
Different but the same. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, like it's the same type of elevator that they use in Puppet Master.
I guess my real issue is it really.
Go ahead.
I can't even think of an elevator in Puppet Master. Oh,
no,
I
think I know what you mean. It's the
I
metal
mentioned this
grate.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But go on.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that the only thing, man, really that I guess I could complain about is I just don't like that backstory stuff. I don't like the way his character comes off with his backstory. I think it's really terrible. He looks really pathetic. I don't like what they give him for a backstory here.
That is the one thing I agree as far as it being. I didn't care for it. I don't need to see the backstory.
It is kind of funny how he looks in the wig, though. To be honest, it's kind of funny.
And it doesn't work. It just doesn't work all around. But
I don't even know.
All in all,
I don't even
love
retain anything. I don't even retain anything from it. Like, what is the backstory that the woman who died in the beginning was like his original love interest? Is that what it was?
Or he loved her, but she was married to someone. See, I'm still confused, and I love the movie.
Is that woman Nika's mother? I can't remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
the woman's
Okay.
Nika's mother, but
Right.
see, I thought it was going to reveal he was Chucky's daughter, and no,
See,
it's
that's
just
what I
a
thought it was.
family friend.
See, I remembered it wrong after I watched it the first time, and then watching it again this morning, I thought she was Chucky's daughter, but the woman was pregnant with her when the events happened earlier or previously. But now my question is,
But it's not.
if Tiffany was his ex or whatever, supposedly going into the actual first movie, then where was she when he was doing all this stuff with?
It's a good question
Yeah.
too. But all
Sorry,
in all,
I'm stumbling over
he's
my
right.
words here.
It did revitalize the franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Much better than Seed, I guess I would say.
Oh yeah, much better than Seed by far. But Ben Grimm, are you saying this is your least favorite? That Curse is? His look and Curse creeped him out more than anything.
Yes. Like when the makeup comes off of the doll, I think that's a great reveal.
I do. That's like my favorite one line in the movie when he's like talking about, oh, you have your mother's eyes are always too fucking close together or something. That's funny.
Yeah. Big T love child, maybe. I mean, yeah, you could. No, you could see that
because she was pregnant
he's-
when he met him. In the
Oh,
flashback,
you're saying when they first
she's already
met.
pregnant.
Right, I got you. I didn't even remember that. Wow, okay. But I never thought that was his daughter. I don't know. It's just sometimes the way he tells his backstories is confusing. There's a lot of confusion, I feel, from this point in the franchise onward.
I agree. That is true.
Gets kind of convoluted, I would say.
Jay, any thoughts?
You know, it really revamped my appreciation for the franchise. So, I mean, obviously, low budget looking film, but you know, I appreciate and of course, you got the Andy cameo at the end, which kind of sets up the next movie, which I think you guys don't like very much. But
that was a good cameo. I like that.
It, cool for what it is. You know,
Orc, you still with us?
I think it's a great movie.
Real
All right.
talk.
Well, you ready to
if
go to
Jake
the
and Jonathan were still here, I'd love to hear their opinions on this one, especially.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Let's we can go back if they come in.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
sure.
If you want.
Have them come back. Orc. I hope
this
you're
next
okay.
movie, Cult of Chucky. There we go. This is the bag of potato chips in the franchise.
You mean a bag of shit?
A bag of potato chips. You'd think it's gonna be
They're delicious.
More-
You can't stop.
more than what's
gotta
in
eat 'em
there,
all.
and then you open it and it's only half there.
It's like chips
Half.
without dip, I guess. Chips without dip is what I would say. Yeah.
It's like that damn Pocky chip.
Are those the
Just
Japanese
burns.
ones?
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh.
Here's a better one. This is when you think you're bringing home a big titted chick from the bar, and you get her home and you get her naked, and she was wearing a padded bra.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
thought
were
you were
going
gonna
another
say-
way with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like gives you gonorrhea or something.
Oh, God.
No. The
Still
point
thought
is
you
you're
were going another way
disappointed.
with that.
You're disappointed in what you get.
Yeah.
Penis. Penis.
Yeah, there you go. There's some aesthetic choices I think are nice, but it looks really cheap in a lot of ways, so that kind of ruins that. I know he wanted to do that for years, where he had the multiple Chucky dolls. He wanted to do that since 3. I didn't really care for it.
Hated that part of it.
I still love Fiona Dorff though in this movie. I love when she randomly fucks that guy in her wheelchair. It's pretty funny. I mean, God, they really just dropped the ball with Andy though. He was so useless in this movie. Well, like these analogies that you guys use are really making sense the more I think about it now.
Well, you were saying that Andy really doesn't do anything. First of all, I hate the multiple Chuckies.
Yeah.
When that came on in the point of the movie, when I realized what was going on, I fucking was done. I didn't even want to finish this movie. The multiple Chucky thing.
The way they make it so easy after all of these movies is really
after
just
all
stupid.
these movies that he can split his soul like that. It is just too out there for me. It doesn't give you. I don't know if it's not necessarily scary, but there's no chance. It's not real. I know a talking doll and all that, but it just lost me. I didn't like it. It opened up awesome with Andy in the head in the box, and I'm like, oh, how is he going to get out of this one?
Yeah.
He's torturing him. I love that scene. And then
the thing is, sorry,
go ahead. Go ahead, Drew.
All I was going to say was, I know I'm kind of skipping around here, but it's like I feel a weird catharsis where I do kind of like that he ends up in Fiona Dorff's body, because I do like the way she acts as him. So I like that about it, and I like that in the show too. So I like that. It's interesting to finally see him do that too, but at the same time, it's like a weird way. I don't know. It doesn't feel. It feels strange. I don't know. I do like it though for the reasons I said.
I don't want to come off like I'm trying to defend this movie, because this movie is horrible. But I think with the idea of the Glenn and Glenda, and at the end of Seed of Chucky, showing that they were able to, or basically split them off into 2 different bodies or whatever, I think is what was the catalyst for them to be able to split Chucky's soul. At least that's what I took from it.
I think even in that, I think
explainable, but
no, I don't know if there was any explanation in Seed, but I think whatever I took away from that, when I saw that, I think it was much more interesting than just whatever they decided to use as the reason in this movie.
Sorry, I was going back on a comment from Big T about Curse, saying the studio was looking to bow out of Chucky, and they didn't want to make any more. And that's why I think that they gave him such a low budget and straight to DVD at the time, because there was no other outlets. It was still really straight to video, straight to DVD. It wasn't like streaming.
Wasn't Cult the one that went straight to a streaming service?
Cult went straight to
the
Netflix.
Same day.
Netflix,
The same day. I remember that just a few years ago. It was on Netflix at like midnight, and I was getting the Blu-ray the next morning, but I was too excited, so I watched it.
You were like me. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this on physical media. We'll wait, and then we're like, oh, we can't wait to watch it. It's the new Chucky. Let's just do it. I'll be buying it anyway.
Exactly.
Same thing, but different movie. I remember when that happened with Nightbreed. Everyone was jizzing all over the special edition. Then it just came for free on fucking Netflix, and they're paying like $80.
Oh boy, that
unless you're a pizzo.
Yeah. Hey, Orc, did you have any further comments on Curse?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a good revamp to the series, or to the franchise. I thought the elevator parts in it were cool. I thought the car part was really cool. And yeah, I thought it was pretty solid movie overall. And then I think Cult sucks. Yeah.
So I think we're pretty much all in agreement that Cult is the worst.
Now.
Not the worst.
Somebody else has to speak on Cult yet.
Fuck no.
Okay.
I totally get where you guys are coming from. that you don't like the concept, right? That's where it loses you at the concept in general. I totally get that, but
execution really for me.
this is what, the 7th, 8th film in the series.
Seven.
So it's. I mean, fuck it, man. Let's go. I mean, we got a fucking killer doll movie here. Let's go all out. You know, that's what I say, and I thought it was cool. I was like, fuck it. Oh hell yeah, they're all over the place. You know, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool idea. You know, Vincent, whatever his name is, Adam Vincent or whatever the fuck his name is, he sucks. He's the worst part of the whole goddamn movie. He sucks in every movie he's been in.
So he didn't get it any better for you?
No, not at all. He's worse.
See, I thought he was okay. And the opening scene was badass, and maybe I really didn't. I didn't care that he sucked in the rest of the movie because I thought the rest of the movie sucked.
Yeah, and like Drew said, you know, I liked when Fiona got possessed by Chucky, which they continue on into the series, which is kind of cool. You know, 'cause she does a great job with that. She's basically being her dad.
I don't know. I don't know if I understand why, but I do like how she just can walk when that happens. It's really weird, and I do like it.
And this is when she's in the, like, it's not a rehab, but it's like prison, right? And she
because she got in trouble. She got in trouble because they pinned the murders on her.
Isn't it a mental hospital?
Yeah,
I always like that. By the way, I don't know how often I've seen this in horror movies. I'm sure it's happened. I'm just not thinking of it right now. But I always like seeing that aftermath of, like, well, who's going to believe that it's Killer Doll? I mean, they even said at the end of the first one. You know what I mean? So it's like it's cool to see what happens. I
wish the mental hospitals I went to were like this, man. That's fuck. God damn.
Oh, just fucking
people just fucking all over the place. Yeah.
DTF.
Yeah.
Hey, she can't run away. Sorry, bad joke.
No, that's a good joke. That's a good one.
Funny as hell, dude.
No, man. I mean, I was totally cool with going off the page here because, I mean, why not? You know, at this point, you know, we'll get there, but I'll bitch about the next movie, and we'll get there. But I was fine with this. I don't love it or anything, but it's not my least favorite by far. This is better than Seed, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, I disagree.
I don't think this movie is unwatchable. I can definitely watch it, and I don't get mad or anything when watching it. I just, guess I would have hoped for a little more, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's stupid. It's more stupid comedy, you know.
Yeah.
I rewatched all the movies except for one and Cult, and that one mainly because I'd seen it enough that I should know enough about it without rewatching it. But Cult I didn't watch again because it's Cult and it sucks. Like the first thing I noticed about the movie when I watched it was it doesn't look like a movie. It looked horrible.
It does look bad,
and it completely takes you out of it. Like, at least for me, it completely took me out of it. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but
I mean, I would imagine it's the lowest budget to this point, right?
It's got to be, or it's definitely the worst shot.
Well, yeah, for sure.
This is. Oh yeah, you know what else is really crazy in this movie is that fucking psychiatrist that's like hypnotizing them and fucking them. That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god,
that's fucking realistic, man. That shit happened.
Wow, I believe that. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. I was gonna say I had a point about that. I can't remember. Go on.
Ben's first thought on the multiple Chuckies were cool, but he didn't like what they did later.
I know that's going to say now.
After this movie, or
which we'll get to, I guess. I think that's what he means.
This is a small nitpick, but it happened this happened in Curse and Cult, and it frustrates me. It's not a big deal, I guess, but it frustrates me. In both of those movies' trailers, the good guy doll voice was just like it was in the originals. But in the actual movies, it's weird and different. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't just use the old recordings.
Yeah, I don't know, because they did in the trailers. It's like they had it. I don't know what they did.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and like I said, my argument's not going to be good when you're talking about somebody putting their soul into a doll. Oh, I guess Colt had this. Big T says Colt had the budget of $5 million. So did Curse, but I don't. Don Mancini must have pocketed more on this one or something.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I think a little kid named Eden Gross in the original that voiced the good guy doll. But Tara Strong. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Chucky.
It doesn't sound right. Andrew's right.
Yeah, it bothers me because it's so unnecessary. I mean, I don't know if it's a rights thing or what the fuck reason it is, but it can't be. The Universal, all those movies are Universal, right?
Well, Cult, and I usually say this about remakes, but Cult was not necessary. I mean, at this point, I want to give me Death of Chucky.
Hmm.
Give me a good final film. Almost all the rest of our horror franchises.
Well,
got
yeah,
that,
kill
even
him
though it
off
wasn't-
and bring him back 2 years later.
Yeah, later. But
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
give me the Chucky's dead.
So Tara Strong is a voice actress, apparently.
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with
Okay.
her.
Well, sorry,
Mm,
Terry,
this
you didn't do well on this one.
All cartoons and shit. Damn near 700 credits, so
Good
she's
Lord.
not doing porn, so it's pretty
She's
fucking
working. Yeah, good for her.
great. Maybe
But
she is
Kory,
doing
sadly, I
porn.
knew we were not necessarily the majority on this. There is a lot of people out there who liked Cult. And it's
That's
like
just
Cult,
weird to me.
like
But
Cult over
I-
Seed still.
Hey, I would watch Seed any day of the week over Cult.
Well, you surprised me on how much you like Seed, because
Yeah,
until this movie, Seed was the weakest link in the
The jokes
franchise.
in Seed just landed for me. I thought they were
I'm-
hilarious.
I'm glad you liked it, honestly, Kory, because I know in our private chat, these guys all dogged it out, and I was like, I thought it was okay, and I waited probably a decade before I watched that fucking thing.
I'll be honest with you. I said some pretty mean things about the movie too, but it was all based off of shit I had heard. So, and that's on me. But I actually sat down and watched it, and I think it's hilarious.
Well, I'm glad you can admit that, Kory, because it is really cringy when people just do that, like the Texas Chainsaw Next Generation and stuff. Like they don't even see it and they talk shit about it. It's like, come on, man.
Oh,
I
it's
I
love
like
that
it.
generation. So
Oh yeah,
a great movie. I watched it the other day with my kids.
hell yeah. So
They hated
fun.
it, but I
now
told them they
Texas
were wrong.
Chainsaw I have not seen yet, but I did pick it up. So I just have to find the time to sit down and watch it. So
3D.
Oh, yeah.
no, just Texas Chainsaw.
The one from 2013, right?
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that Jonathan and Lauren were arguing
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, that's the
Talking
one
about
that's
cell phones and
it's the one that's 3D. It's
That is
also known as
Texas
Oh,
Texas
Chainsaw.
3D.
3D.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Otherwise, just your Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, that's right.
That's not confusing.
I
No.
know, but it's more confusing if you leave it up because there's two other movies called the Texas
Right.
Chainsaw Massacre, and then one's.
By the way, I know this is off topic, but what are they doing with Scream 6? Like in that poster, it's like the 6 is like subtly there in the M. Are people supposed to think it's Scream also? Or
And
oh my god.
Hey, at least they're trying to
I
put the
guess.
6 in there in some way, even if it's
What?
subtle.
isn't the costume like it's got all the marks of all the previous killers?
Oh, I
Right.
didn't notice
Isn't that
that.
what it was saying?
I haven't looked into it that deep. I just saw a
Yeah,
poster for it.
it's weird. I don't know if they actually go with that, but that's what I've
That's
seen.
weird, but interesting where they're going
Yeah.
with that.
Mm.
I missed some of these. Big T said that she does the voice. That lady does the voice of Harley Quinn. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the chat.
All good.
It would be great, Big T, to have another Chucky theatrical run, a final movie, but I think we're beyond that in this day and age.
I don't think any studio has confidence to give money on that.
Yeah. If it's not an Avengers or $1 billion gross.
Oh
No.
god. I would love for just one of those movies to be just sacrificed and give it all to a Chucky movie.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
They could sacrifice all those stupid superhero movies.
Oh, I agree with you, man. Definitely.
Or hey, take like one scene out and give that to a Chucky movie.
There you go.
That's still like
That'd do it.
$25 million, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
yeah, and I still think you can make these horror films out into the theaters and be great for 10,
Hey.
$15 million.
I mean, realistically, man, everybody. I don't want to say it's. I think they might be overblowing it a bit on social media, but I think that that Terrifier 2 movie did pretty decent for what it is. So I don't think there's any reason Chucky shouldn't be in theaters.
Agree.
I mean,
Well, depends.
you give Ty West $5 million, he'll make 2 movies. And
Oh
they'll
yeah,
both
that's
be
true.
awesome.
Give it to Ty West. Not only will it be amazing, but he'll make the budget. He'll
I'm just
stretch
saying,
it real
like
good.
him, Mike Flanagan. Of course, he's like on to bigger and better things than $5
Wait,
million.
what did Mike
he's looking at
Flanagan-
real shit. But
What did
he'll
Mike
probably-
Flanagan direct?
yeah,
What did he direct?
no, that's guys I got fucking confidence in, man. Like if I won the lottery, I'd be like, all right, bro, here's whatever. Here's a set amount of money. Go do what you want to do.
Well, I think you said it there, Jay, though. Those type of guys, that's what the studios I've been saying for years should be handing some independent film, make a good film for $5 million bucks.
You know what I'm thinking about though, because you mentioned Mike Flanagan. Like he directed Doctor Sleep, which I have issues with that movie, but it's a really beautiful movie. But that was a huge budget,
Sure.
huge, super huge.
I hate
But
it.
I'm all
We
in
won't get
favor.
into that.
Yeah, but all in favor to give directors of that ilk that kind of budget, please. Yes.
Hey, I like Dr. Sleep over The Shining,
Oh,
all
God,
day
no.
long. So
I don't want to get
no.
into that now. That's
No.
ridiculous.
all day. We'll save that for
No.
another time. but-
Yeah, we'll do it as just the Shining
Horror Rumble
Horror
gets
Rumble.
The Shining. Oh my god.
But no,
My
I'm all
trash.
like there's a set group, like probably 10 guys that you could give that small amount of money to, and they could give a great project, because they've been
Yeah.
so limited with what they've done before, with much less than that, and delivered like.
A small
I
group
know
of
we-
known people.
I know we're on cult now, but one thing I forgot to mention that just I was reminded of right now is I do really love the restraint of you showing so much of Chucky and Curse, like how he doesn't come alive for like a good portion of the movie. I like that a lot.
Agree, Andrew.
Brian.
But yes, I think there's more directors out there that aren't getting these movies. That's what I'm saying. There are talented people out there. You don't need to spend. Again, this goes back over a decade. I kept saying, where did 200 million go in this? Like the Lone Ranger. These movies shouldn't cost. Even the Avengers shouldn't cost.
Is it
200-300
CGI?
million.
I don't know where the money goes either. Yeah.
If it's CGI, then you're wasting your fucking money.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're getting ripped off. Because there's dudes out on YouTube who will take a fraction of that money and do you better.
I'm just saying that
Absolutely, yeah.
because I know if you sit down through the credits of a Marvel movie, you're going to be there for a long time and see a whole
But you know what, though?
lot of names.
You know what I'm thinking about though when you say that? I'm thinking about the Lord of the Rings. That's like a half hour of credits, but I can see where all those credits go in those movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God. Give Peter Jackson a Chucky movie. I know it would be awesome because he's a great horror director.
He
I
is.
want to see Peter Jackson return to horror, low budget horror.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, he could fund it himself. Fuck.
Good. God, that'd be so sick if he did a Chucky movie. Oh my God.
Or pull a Spike Lee and do a crowdsource,
Hell yeah.
I'm broke. Give me some money, y'all.
I don't think we'd buy that from Peter Jackson, though.
Oh my God. Yeah, Peter Jackson's got so much incredible shit he's doing these days.
Well,
Absolutely, Ben.
We ready to go on to the next one?
There it goes, Rumble.
are you ready? Well,
Let's go.
Oh. all right. The Child's Play remake. And yeah, let me just get this out of the way. You know me, I usually hate remakes. That's not necessarily the case for this. I think they're all unnecessary. If the original movie's good, there's no need to remake it. Give me another sequel. I'll say that every episode. I think I've just accepted at this point. You've already ruined other franchises with your remakes, Friday the 13th, Texas Chain. This is bound to come in because Child's Play, I think, is my 5th favorite franchise of horror or slasher. So I just kind of expected it at this point and would have almost been offended now if they didn't make a Chucky remake. It's not great, but I don't hate it. That's about
Kory,
what I got to say.
Like going off of what we were talking about earlier with Cedar Chucky, it's like I think that movie is just not for me comedically. It's not my sense of humor. This movie is absolutely like everything on this movie lands for me. I love it.
Okay, now Drew, I love this movie. I've seen it twice in the theaters. I've seen it at least a half a dozen times since then. It's great.
There's so many things I love about this movie. I love Aubrey Plaza. I love the Gabriel kid that plays Andy. I think he's great. I mean, because I don't know if you guys discussed this in the first one when you talked about the first one, but in the original script that Don Mancini did for Child's Play, when it was called, I think originally it was called Batteries Not Included. Like, there's a lot of things. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but there's a lot of things in this remake that were in his original script or his original screenplay, whatever it was, where the doll wasn't alive and it was supposed to be kind of a reflection of what the boy kind of wanted in his life, people he hated and had disdain for, like obviously the stepfather in this movie, the cat. That was exactly the concept that Don Mancini had with the original screenplay. And then of course he also was known as Buddy in the original screenplay too. So I don't know if that's where they got this from or if it's just coincidence, but I do appreciate being able to see that. I love the music too, the score, the song, the Buddy song. I don't know. I love this movie.
Well, I know Jay doesn't like it. Let's get Orc's opinion here real quick.
I saw this once in the theater. I remember liking it, but honestly, I don't remember too much about it. This is one of the last few things I saw before COVID hit, and yeah, I remember the beginning and I remember the ending, and that's about it.
Before we hit Jay, because he doesn't. I just want to throw this out here. First time I seen it in theaters was with my wife. I absolutely loved it. My wife hated it, mainly because of the theme song, the Buddy song.
It's a bop.
Then the next time I went and seen it, I took my son and my youngest daughter, and they both loved it. They thought it was great. They were dancing in their seats and stuff whenever the Buddy song came on. It was just, we had a blast watching it. When the stepdad dies in this is fucking great.
Oh yeah.
I have a hard time watching it when he falls because the bones break and actually protrude out of his skin.
Kory, have you met Andrew? You guys should get together.
And then the whole deal with them watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
I love that. Yeah.
I mean, the whole concept of this remake is great. I mean, if this wasn't called Child's Play, if it was called something else, would Jess or Jay have an issue with it?
Well, like I said, I don't hate the movie. I'm just I like it better than Cult, honestly, and that's out of my character to not like something from the original timeline. Or I mean, But
if this wasn't Child's Play, if this was something else,
it would be interesting because I'm looking forward to seeing that new doll movie, Megan. So,
yeah, me too. I can't wait to see that movie.
But
yeah, if this was called Buddy, I mean, I think it was immediately a Child's Play ripoff more than any other doll movie, but yeah, I might have liked it even more. I didn't hate it. It just, I always feel remakes are unnecessary.
I absolutely loved this one. Rewatching it today, like as soon as I told my wife I was going to watch it, she ran upstairs. So, but and my daughter sat down next to me. One of my older daughters sat down next to me, and she's like, "What are you watching, Dad?" I go, "Child's Play." She goes, "Oh," and I was like, "The remake." She goes, "Oh, forget this," and she ran upstairs too. She doesn't like the Buddy song either. But
he was singing that to me before we went on air.
Oh hell yeah!
No, it was spoken word.
You were serenading me.
Oh,
I challenge anybody to go back, rewatch the beginning, and come back and let us know if I was singing or just speaking the words. But anyway, I think the look is different enough that it's its own movie.
Agreed, but I also agree with Ben Grimm. The look is kind of annoying.
I think Mark Hamill did great.
Oh yeah.
Well, Big T thinks this is the only time he'd curse the name Mark Hamill. I kind of agree more with Big T than you guys. I think the voice is not that great. I can't wait to hear what Jay has to say.
Did you want Brad Dourif, or did you want something different? This is
I always want fucking Brad Dourif, but yeah, I get what you're saying on the remake. No, I didn't.
Let me ask you a question, by the way, Jess. I'm just curious about this because you're saying you don't think that remakes are necessary. Do you mean that, like, I don't want to use a movie like The Thing, but like, let's think about like Dawn of the Dead from 2004. Do you think that should have just been called something else? You know what I mean? Like, is that what, or do you think they should have not made the movie?
I wish I don't have a really good answer for that because I'm a huge fan of the original Dawn of the Dead, but I love the fucking 04 remake as well. So that does happen on occasion.
Right. But for other examples, maybe or remakes you're not a fan of, is it just that you don't like that they're leaning on the crutch of using concepts from the movies they're remaking and they should just identify as their own thing?
Yeah. Okay. I would be more happy, but I don't know how you could do that with, like, say, the Friday the 13th remake or the Nightmare on Elm Street. Most of the time, I just rather see a good sequel.
Yeah. With the Friday the 13th remake, I think that could have been rearranged to be a sequel if it really wanted to.
It could have been, and you know what? I probably would have been happier about it.
Yeah.
But it's just that it just becomes unnecessary then when you have a built franchise like that.
I understand what you mean, yeah.
You know? Or as I say, if the original movie is that good to remake, why aren't you just watching the fucking original movie? That's my biggest thing with them. And I know a lot of you guys do end up liking a lot of remakes. And I do surprise myself sometimes. And there are a few remakes that I really do love.
And that's one thing I had a good time with in October. I saw a lot of movies in the theater. And nothing was like a remake or a sequel or anything. You know, it was all pretty, I'm sure a lot of it was mediocre, but I still had fun watching like Pray for the Devil and Don't Look at the Demon and whatever else I watched. Can't remember.
Drew, you didn't have fun in October. Stop lying.
Dude, it was pretty fun. I watched a lot of movies.
Okay.
There is one thing about this movie that I did not like. It's not so much that I didn't like it. I just felt it was forced, and that was when Andy goes to name him, and he says, "How about Han Solo?" And he said, "Did you say Chucky?" And then he just takes the name Chucky. I felt that was kind of forced, but other than that, I absolutely love this movie. I think it's great. And the concept that Chucky's behavior is all learned. It's all stuff that he learns. It's not
exactly
that he's inherently evil. This is what he has learned. So he sees Andy laughing at, watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So he thinks that's good. That makes Andy happy.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great concept, especially for a remake. So now I'm curious as to why Jay didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. You made some good points there, though, Kory. I like how they did go a different route with it, but it worked.
Jay, spill your beans.
Jay,
Or your chew.
got your dip cup?
Kory, I don't want to disparage anything you've said, but first of all, with the positives, I like the concept. I like that they're going away from the doll aspect and going to the the AI concept. It's interesting. That's cool. Oh man, where do I go? Oh, I hate this movie so much. There's a review on my channel. Right when I saw it, I did a review of it, so you can go watch that on Jay the Stingray. But
Jay, I just want to
Nice plug.
real quick before you go any further. Remember, this is the Horror Rumble. Just say whatever you want.
no, you like the movie. That's cool, man. Good for you, man. I'm not a guy that hates remakes either, and I like Mark Hamill. I like the concept. It's really cool. I like the mom, whoever said her name earlier.
Yeah, the mom is definitely hotter in the remake.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's cool.
No offense to Kevin Yeager.
It's a soulless movie. I like the cop that lives down the hall. He's the best part of the movie to me by far.
He's great.
The guy that does Andy is okay. His friends suck.
I don't like his friends. That's probably the only thing about the movie I don't like.
Oh man,
You didn't like the part where when the heavyset dude goes, "Man, your sister's hot," and he goes, "That's my mom," and he goes, "Even better."
hilarious. Oh, my God. I had it all geared up, but I forgot it all.
Well, think a minute, and maybe did Orc say anything?
Yeah,
about this?
go ahead, Orc.
I said I just remembered. I don't know what the fuck happened in my life. I don't know. I guess I was going through shit and getting my meds changed up or something. But I remember the beginning of this movie. I remember the ending, and I remember liking it more than hating it, and not having that many problems with it. And here's here's pictures of like me going to the getting pictures.
I liked their marketing campaign for this movie. It was pretty fun.
And this one. I took these before I went inside the theater.
Hell yeah. Those are posters at the theater. I see ya.
That is
Yeah.
technically the theatrical poster, but I chose the other one.
It's like the physical media release cover, yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to say that with the way that they went about doing this, it leaves it way open for a sequel at any point in time.
That you'll
because-
never get.
Probably not, but because the concept of Chucky being in the cloud or whatever, he can be or he can be put into any other doll at any point in time. So
But we hate that though. We don't like the multiple Chuckies though.
no, I didn't say multiple Chuckies at any time. I said
Any
he could be
doll,
put
anytime.
he could be put into another doll. A doll.
Well, the cloud,
One.
it can actually transfer all that programming into multiple dolls. Jay's right.
Well, that wasn't where I was going with this.
You just got some ransomware, brother. Pay me or it's going into every doll in the country.
Ransom good guy.
Did your thoughts come?
No,
What else you
no,
wanted to? Okay.
But it's just like I said, it's a soulless movie, man. It is so forgettable. Like I saw it with my kids because they're a huge fan of the franchise, and they didn't hate it like I did. They were cool, but they like all kinds of dumb shit. So can't really put a lot of stock into that, but it's just so different and like these kids weren't even alive when Tupac was killed. What are they representing Tupac for?
That's true.
Tupac lives on.
I go along with what Jay's saying though. It kind of was forgettable because I didn't really remember anything. My memory is usually pretty decent, so I don't know.
I think I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel that it's forgettable. I remember everything about it. I think it made quite an impression on me. You know.
It had like security system shit with it, kind of like the beginning of Scream, right? Scream 5, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I guess
Okay.
I don't remember everything. I've seen it, I think, twice. Again,
Well,
I don't hate it, but it's definitely not one I'm gonna praise.
Out of everything we
least
discussed tonight, it's the one I think I want to rewatch like immediately. That's what I feel.
I kind of agree with you though. Just I don't know. You guys are making me want to rewatch it, but yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't
I'll
think
tell
it's
you
gonna
what,
change.
I'll rewatch it and I'll tell you guys what I think about it. But it's
if you don't really don't rewatch it and waste your life if you don't like it.
but it's so
I want you to
forced, right?
Jay,
It's so
rewatch it.
forced.
I'll give you $20. I'm just kidding. I don't have $20.
Like the drones at the end. I mean, come on.
Aren't they in like a convenience store when he gets
yeah.
shot and shit, or whatever happens?
Shot. That's true.
That's all I remember. He like jumps in front.
Yeah.
See if it's streaming.
Oh, Big T, I'm not paying for it.
I'm gonna mail Jay a DVD the right way. That's right.
I also like the fact that, and they explain it at the beginning of the movie that it's not a good guy doll, it's a buddy doll, and that he's a part of this. I forget the name of the company.
Oh God.
It starts with a K. I know that.
Yeah, you're right. I can't remember right now.
But anyway, he can control any of their products or whatever. So it's in a lot of ways. I mean, like I know I made the comment before that Seed of Chucky is probably the most relevant movie to today, but I guess this would be too. I mean, in a different way.
Well, yeah, that part I did think was clever. The cloud, the downloading of the doll, that stuff, bringing that. That was a great idea. I didn't know they were going to go that route when I watched it.
Mm-hmm. And I will admit that when I first heard about the different concept, and it's there's no voodoo involved, and nobody's soul's being transferred into the doll's body, I didn't like the idea. But when I actually sat down and watched the movie, I absolutely loved the movie.
But I appreciate that aspect. I'm trying to do something different. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they certainly didn't just try to like copy the original, like not in an overt way anyways. You muted, Jess.
I was just saying I agreed. I was looking for if it's streaming anywhere, but I mean it's streaming, but you got to pay for it.
Oof.
It's not streaming on any service.
Around that if you want to watch it, Jay.
It was on Hulu for the longest time.
I can get it.
So.
Jay, I might actually have a digital copy of it too. I'll see if I can throw it to you.
Oh, that's fine, man.
That's fucked up, Drew. Come on, man. What the hell?
Oh, you want to watch it, Orc?
No, I'm just.
No, man. Don't waste it on me, man. I'll
sell it if anything. Yeah.
No, I'll find it to watch. But I don't know. Everybody seems to love it, so fuck it. I'm not going to shit on the parade anymore. So
I know a lot of people who don't like it. Jay,
no, Jay, that's the whole point of this. Is if you don't like a movie, tell us why.
That's the best part about the Rumble.
Hell yeah!
Top rope.
Hell yeah, brothers!
Hell yeah, brother.
Which brings me, I wonder what happened to Jake. I'm glad he stopped by, but I wish he would have came back. I think him and Jonathan would have been some great arguments on these.
Oh yeah. I'm sure Jonathan would have ripped me a new asshole on this one. So
I saw Ben's written comment. It reminded me that fucking kill in the grocery store with the fucking guy dressed up as a thing is fucking awesome. When they split the neck open and it lands all over that little girl's face.
Oh, when he pulls the large head off and
yeah. That shit is great.
Ben Grimlet really likes the Christmas lights kills.
Yeah, it's
dope.
the boyfriend.
It's a loaded kill. Yeah.
Has a Black Friday feel at the end, he says. Yeah, I can see that from what I remember. Well,
The end of
all
the
in all,
movie is they show like a wall or a shelf of the Buddy dolls or whatever, and one of the eyes flicker red.
Yeah.
you'll never see a sequel, which is fine. I think we've talked too long about this remake, which usually brings us to the end of the show. But there is a television series, as we said at the beginning, that directly follows of Chucky, the original timeline. So, last thoughts on the remake before we go? Okay, then. Chucky, the TV series. And good night.
I've only seen the first season, so I can't say too much about where they're at now.
I've only seen the first season. I think
Yeah.
everybody here except Orc has only
Yeah.
seen the first season.
Yeah.
Which the second season's still pretty new. We don't need spoiler alert. We don't need spoilers anyway for that yet. If you haven't watched any of the show, I guess leave now, come back later.
Yeah, I have to think about it, but I know, again, just like with Curse, my highlight of this show is Fiona Dourif. She's so goddamn great throughout it. She's amazing. Everything she does. When she plays Charles Lee Ray, when she's possessed as Chucky, I love her so much. She's so great. I give the show a lot of I hold it as high as I do because of her. There's a lot of things I don't like, but I'll watch it anytime for her.
Well, see, I would say that about Brad. I think Brad carries the whole. If it wasn't for Brad,
He does good
I don't
too.
think
Yeah.
I would have gotten past a few episodes in this.
Yeah, he does do good, absolutely. But it's hard for him to be
She is
Brad.
a highlight. I mean, they come later. The characters from the old movies are brought in, and I like that part of it. But I guess I'm just gonna get mine out of the way. All in all, I did watch the whole first season, and will probably watch season 2. But all in all, it's only Chucky that's making me hold on. Any of the other characters, the new characters that I'm supposed to feel compassion for, I can't relate to them.
Isn't it really like LGBT barbecue with no napkin kind of shit?
It is okay. I mean, let's get there. It's obvious and on the table, which of course then it makes it a little harder to relate. But it's not even just that there's characters of that. It's just that seems like what the whole show is.
Yeah,
focused
I don't
around.
mind a little bit of that stuff, but if it's like an overload, it's just
Just
that's
'cause
why
I can't
haven't watched
relate.
it. Yeah.
And I think Steak Sauce put it best last year when it first came. He's like, it's like a whole high school full of gay kids. He's like, that's just not real.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I agree.
it depends where you went to school.
Well,
I was kidding.
That's funny.
so all in all, I just can't relate to those characters. And I do like Devon Sawa, is it?
Devon Sawa, yeah. I love Devon Sawa. He's great in the show.
Yeah.
All the characters he plays. Absolutely. Going back to what Orc said though, it's like a lot of those kids are just inconsistent. That's what I dislike about it.
Yeah.
Like especially what they do with the blonde girl. Like I don't know why they went that route. It just seems so stupid to make her so unlikable to then try to redeem her so haphazardly. That's a huge thing for me with that.
Great points.
I enjoyed the first season, but kind of like Jess was saying, I'm a straight white guy, so I guess and I'm also in my 40s, so I don't understand or grasp
too.
the concepts of, how old are these kids supposed to be? 14, 15? Anybody?
Yeah, they're like in early high school, or I think they're middle school actually.
Middle
I don't know.
school? Okay,
You can't
from
date them,
12,
Kory. Let's
13.
just put it like that.
I don't want to date them.
Which there
Okay.
again,
That's funny.
it's hard to relate to those kids these days when
Yeah.
you're in your 40s. And the whole party scene, I guess that Amanda was telling me that's a real thing with the headphones, to where everybody's listening to the same song, dancing, but it's not music out loud.
That's weird.
Which, yeah, me watching it, I was like, how do you fucking party like that?
Yeah,
That's
weird.
fucking weird.
Can't even
As an
enjoy,
old
like,
man, I guess if kids were partying around me, I'd be like, oh, this is great. I can do my own shit. You guys aren't bothering me, but that's fucking weird.
It is fucking weird.
Can't relate. These kids don't know how to party these days.
Yeah, that's weird.
We are old, but some of us just don't look as old as we should be. No, but as far as season 2, whenever I get a chance to actually sit down and watch it, I'll give it a shot and see what it is. But I can't. If that's the show and if that's all I see is a lot of stuff that I can't relate to or can't connect with or whatever, outside of Chucky walking around and killing a bunch of motherfuckers, then Chucky's the only reason I'm watching it, and no other reason. So, and I guess to a point, I mean, isn't that really why we watch slasher movies and stuff anyways, is because we root for the killer to kill everybody?
Well, if it's become some icon like Chucky or Freddy or Jason, yeah, at the point of the 7th movie or that far into the series, that is who you're watching it for. But I do want to relate to the main characters that they're going after, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be throwaway killing characters, but there's nothing, a lot of people, you can relate to the partier, the stoner, the drinker. You can relate to the outcast or this and that. But like when you can't relate to most of it, it just makes it hard. Said something that wrong.
I'm sorry, I just seen fart Ewoks in the comments.
Who
Kind
would
of threw
put
me there
that?
for a minute.
Ewok Nation, teddy bears.
Jay, any
That's-
thoughts on the show?
Yeah, I thought it started out fairly weak. It got better as it went along. I think it finished very strong, and I am looking forward to season 2. It is very heavy with the whatever you want to call it, social commentary, which I think is a bit much. I think Mancini should have kind of picked up on that, but it's what he wants to do. Go for it. But it is a bit heavy-handed, in my opinion. But I think Chucky's cool. There's some really cool kills. Unexpected stuff happens. Not to, well, fuck it. I know we're spoiling everything else, but I won't spoil that. But lots of stuff happens that you don't expect to happen, and I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it is. It's quite a slog, to get through, but once you do, I think it's worth it. It leaves off on quite a cool cliffhanger there at the end. And it is, I don't know if that's how kids are now. Like, if that's how kids are now, like, that's very, very weird, but whatever.
It's almost sad.
Yo, where you guys live, do they paint like rainbows everywhere, or is that just like a main thing?
It might be just a main thing.
Okay.
Is Maine taking the rainbows back? Is that what's happening?
There's a few rainbows, like maybe at like crosswalks and like at the high school, and I'm just like, and they have like a gay pride and a trans flag at the fucking high school, and I'm just like, all right, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't. You can drive down the street and somebody will have I seen a alphabet flag hanging in somebody's window yesterday, actually. I mean,
What does that mean?
I would assume that means that they're pro-gay, I guess. I don't
They
know.
like
I
count
mean,
the count from Sesame Street.
Ah.
I am a faggot.
Yeah, I
But-
see plenty of the rainbow flags around here, but it's
yeah, but Jess and I live in Iowa. I mean, we're it's not that there are no gay people in Iowa. There are.
Now, before you go rambling on and making Iowa look like there's a bunch of
No,
hick bigots,
I'm just saying that it's not.
listen.
You're not going to walk through Iowa and be like, "Oh, it's majority gay here."
Well, I don't think you're going to walk through most places unless if it's San Francisco or West Hollywood, and that's even parts of San Francisco probably, and say it's majority gay anywhere.
And-
but
it's a hard subject. I mean, it's a hard thing to talk about without bringing that up because it's so prevalent in the series.
yeah,
Look, if the
You're right.
characters if the characters are gay, they're gay. Fine, whatever. I just, if that's the main premise of the show, then I think they're missing out on a lot of the reason people are going to be are originally tuning in for the show. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's middle school kids' sexuality is not the reason people want to watch Chucky.
But they did tone, I mean,
Yeah.
not tone down, but that wasn't necessarily the focus point as it went forward. Probably like, episode 4 or 5 forward. It wasn't the main focus.
Well, see, and I'm trying to
I
think
think you're
back
right,
here,
Jay.
like the
It
first
does
couple of
get better as
episodes.
far as, and that's not even
Yeah.
why just the show in general develops more by the
Yeah,
end of it.
to me, like overall with this show, there's a lot of really good shit in it. Why, in spite of the shit I don't like, I can still watch it. Like it's
Yeah.
threaded with shit I do really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like I said at the beginning, I will be watching season 2 as well, so obviously it didn't suck
So
that
will I.
bad.
Yeah,
And
I was just kind of waiting for it to finish so I could binge it, basically. So I'm excited to watch it.
same
Well,
here.
I bought the first season on DVD, so I'll probably do the same thing when the second season comes out.
I mean, I just saw the last season of American Horror Story, and that's like primarily like all the characters are gay. So I'm not adverse to that subject matter at all. It's not,
Jay
not
is a
adverse to it
raging
at all.
It's like you said,
homophobe.
Jay.
But-
It's like you said, Jay. Sometimes it comes off kind of heavy-handed, and sometimes it just makes sense for the story. So it's really what it
Yeah. I
comes
mean,
down to.
it's a fine balance in between there.
Yes.
Can't believe this is how we're ending the Child's Play show.
And hey, come on, you're not surprised though. You've seen it, so
All right, well, let's try and end it a different way here. Jess, if you had to grade the entire franchise from beginning to where we are now, what grade would you give it?
Just one overall grade?
Yes.
Oh, God, because I love Chucky so much, but I got to say Cult. Cult really lowered it for me compared to the others. B+.
B plus. Jay?
the franchise as a whole.
Yeah. Including the remake.
Oh God,
It's like, shit, I got to do math.
I'll say C.
See?
Ooh.
All right, Drew?
I think I'm leaning towards like Jess Graham with the B plus, and probably the same way he feels. I love a lot of these movies, but there are just some that just really bring it down.
Orc?
I was gonna rank them all, but I don't have time.
You can rank them all real
Yeah,
quick.
you can rank them all if you want.
Yeah, I
Okay,
want to rank
I'll
them too.
come back
We'll
to
do
me in a
it.
second. All right, but for overall ranking, probably B minus or C plus. I'll go with a C plus if we're talking all the movies.
All right. I would give it a B. I think it's a solid B franchise. I mean, you look at Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween or Friday the 13th, I don't think it measures up quite to those, but
No.
They've all got their turds, though. You know.
yeah, but even I would even say though that look like Halloween or Friday the 13th, even their turds
I wouldn't
are,
say it with
are-
Friday or Texas Chainsaw. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I'd
not
give
going to
Texas
rate
Chainsaw a
those
solid A.
franchises even a B plus though, because even their turds doesn't bring it down that much.
yeah.
Yeah, the movies that are bad in the Child's Play franchise it just fucks it up bad. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know, because I do want to. For a lot of the movies, I want to give the Child's Play franchise at least an A minus, but I can't. Thank you, Big T. And Brian Trash is right.
Right.
It's just Chucky, not Jesus Christ.
A minus. Sorry.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Well, hello,
hotter.
Ben.
Hotter.
Hello.
All right. Orc, you wanted to rank them?
Yeah, I'm about to be done.
Well, what's your grade, Kory? Hold on. Did everybody
I
give
said a
their
B.
grade? You said a B.
Yeah.
Jay said a C. Orc said a
You did, yeah.
Orc said a C plus.
C plus. I missed that one.
C
And you were.
plus.
Did you really? You gave it a C plus as well?
No, I gave it a B plus like you just.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought yours was like mine, but they gave it C's. And,
I'm a pretty diehard Child's Play fan as well, even though I haven't seen the TV show.
I am too.
My ranking is I kind of switched it up, even though I said different stuff, because it switches like Drew said. I go best to worst 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 7, 5.
Oh God, hold on.
1, 2,
Say that
3,
again.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
3,
I
4,
got that.
6, 8, 7. 5.
I don't know the numbers. They've all
Eight's
got
the
fucking
series,
subtitles.
isn't it? Or wait, is 8 the remake?
It's kind of.
Eight's the remake, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of.
All right, let's see.
It's kind of got a melodic ring
So
to it.
Seed is
1,
your
2,
least
4, 6.
favorite.
Oh, I already lost it. My bad. 6, 8, 7, 5.
Yeah.
1 through 4, and then 6, 8, 7, 5. Yeah.
I'm still lost. Whatever.
Child's Play 1, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride
1,
of Chucky.
2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 7, 5.
Curse of Chucky.
Curse, the remake, Cult, and then Seed.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Look who came back.
So, brothers, what are we doing? Ranking them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what we're
we need a
doing? Hell
second.
yeah, brother. Ranking. You got the big gulp, you fucking faggot. God damn it. I love
This is
you,
the
Jake.
fucking feel the chill, buddy.
Feel the chill.
So Orc gave the first overall ranking.
Yep, and the first, I don't know. I like 4 a lot, like Drew. But the first 3 you can on any given day, the first 3 either one could take the top spot because they're all so fun.
That's just 2 and 1 for me. I go back and forth on those, but I think for me it's 2, 1, 4. Bride of Chucky. 6, Curse. Then 3. Then Seed. The remake. And then Cult.
Before
Yeah.
I give a ranking,
No.
is Chucky better than
No, Brian.
better than Ginger Dead Man?
No.
Ginger Dead Man has the
Yes.
better subtitles, but Chucky's
True.
the better
Passion of the Crest.
franchise. Saturday Night Cleaver.
Come on. I could come up with that in my sleep.
Those are great. Jay, did you have your ranking?
Let's go. I got 2, 1, 3.
Solid.
Curse. Bride. Cult. Curse. Remake.
It's a solid list.
You have two
Cursed
curses
twice.
in there.
God damn it. Colt.
Solid
Sorry.
list, like I
Colt.
said.
Or Seed is what he meant.
Wait, hold
right?
on.
Yeah.
Seed. I mean, hold on. Seed. That's right. Yeah.
Then the
So
remake.
Seed.
So
213 Curse Bride Cult Seed remake.
I think
Okay.
mine would be 213 Curse Bride. Oh wait, I forgot the remake.
Fuck it, I'm redoing mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well-
Or is remake 2, 1, 3.
8,
Mine
7,
would
6, 5,
be-
4, 3, 2, 1.
2-1 the remake. 3
Wow.
Curse
Get out, you're fired.
Bride. I'm always fired.
Cult.
Seed and then Cult.
Oh, Seed then Cult. Okay.
Oh boy. Is it my turn? Everybody else go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Andrew hasn't gone if you're ready.
I think I
Yeah,
know mine.
it'd be 2.
Oh,
It'd be
sorry.
2, 1, 3, Bride, the remake, Curse, Cult, Seed.
Oh, okay. So it'd be 2, Bride, 3.
Did one dirty, man.
Yeah.
Cult.
I can't hear you.
Seed.
Say it again.
All I got was 243.
It's
Okay.
cutting in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. So 2.
Now we're losing you again.
Do you have Verizon?
I don't know. It might be my AirPods. But
There
they
you are
charge.
again.
Mac products. God damn it.
243.
Yeah. 243. Cult. Original. Curse and then Seed.
Wow.
Where's the
I
remake?
fucking love. The remake is the Cult Cursed remake Seed. There you go.
Wow.
I love Cult. I don't know why everybody fucking hates it. I love it.
I like Cult too.
Scene alone when there's like a bunch of Chuckies and that one's got the fucked up haircut. That's
Yeah.
just hilarious.
You were gone when we talked about that one, man.
I was gonna say the remake. The good thing out of the remake was they played Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 in it.
Yeah.
That's why it is better than Seed.
It's so
I
on the
can't-
nose, though.
Where's
It's like,
Mikey's?
oh,
It is,
I'm kitschy.
Maybe. Never mind.
Ah,
Oh wow.
called Jenny.
But I do like the what is in the remake the fucking Christmas lights kill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
somebody
the,
brought that
the
up in the chat
boyfriend one.
earlier.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm really surprised half of you guys put that remake ahead of Curse even.
I don't think it was. I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
know
fine.
either. I don't know either. Well, any last rankings in the chat before you guys want to give yours? Those who have stuck around the whole show. Ben, Brian, Big T.
Did y'all talk about the show already?
Yeah.
We did.
Did you have any thoughts on it?
No, I haven't seen any of the new season.
Most of us haven't.
I did like. I liked it. I thought I was. It took me maybe 3 or 4 episodes, but I ended up enjoying it. I thought it was good.
All right.
All right.
Well, I think we thoroughly have covered the Child's Play franchise.
I think we have. And I can't thank you all enough for coming around and joining us as always.
Should I tell them what's next month?
You can, and we'll go around the room and promote your channels. But thanks to Jonathan, who was here earlier as well. Check out Bombastic Reviews. And yeah, all you guys, I love each and every one of you. So, Jay, what's going on Jay the Stingray?
Well, check me out on Jay the Stingray on all the socials. And sometime in the very near future, we will be doing a commentary for Ernest Saves Christmas. This only depends on when Amazon gets the disc to me. So they're predicting December 1st. So maybe I'll shoot for that weekend afterward. So I don't know. Either that weekend or maybe the following Wednesday. So not
Nice.
this next Wednesday, but maybe December 7th. So stay tuned for that.
You got it. I'll hopefully be
Yeah,
there.
brothers.
And you're all welcome, as always. All you in the chat are welcome as well.
Which, speaking of, Big T just sums his ranking up as he enjoys the franchise. And Brian says the first Chucky is the best. They're all entertaining, and he hasn't seen the new one or the series. Anthony's horror movies and more. Badass live stream, guys. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you very much. We appreciate you just coming and hanging out with us and joining in the chat. Thanks for the support. Yes, hit the thumbs up, the like button.
Drew, you got anything going on?
Pretty much just haul videos and such. I got some stuff coming in, so if you want to see what movies I bought, yeah, check us out. Hey, isn't that Devon Graham?
All right.
And the links, as always, will be down in the description.
All right. You want to go next, Orc?
Sure. Here's what I have coming up next. Not a goddamn thing. But I'll be on that Ernest Saves Christmas commentary. And then also Kory from S'mores and Dwarfs will be doing 2 tournaments next weekend. One on Friday night, one on Saturday night. And then there should be a porn tournament some other time in December, which we're figuring out what date that's going to be on. And then also, it might be with more people, but I was looking with Jay and Cole to maybe do a Mortal Kombat 95 commentary, which would be a lot of fun, but we're just getting shit scheduled right now because everyone's busy for the holidays. So
Now, will that be on Cole's channel,
That's it,
Jet Silver
yeah.
Avenger?
would it be on Cole's channel or yours? Either
I'm
one.
not sure. Yeah. Stay tuned to both.
Yeah, I actually do a series of animation commentaries with Cole on his channel. We get one in every couple of months. So check out Jet Silver Avenger on YouTube. And like Orc said, all of us, we end up popping up on everybody's channel around here. So check them all out.
Oh yeah, and buy Lauren's book when it comes out, whenever that's going to be.
Oh, we'll be promoting the hell out of that on this channel too.
December, I believe.
Is there a date set?
I think there may be, but I'm just going to say December because I don't remember.
And what's
Okay.
the title of that book?
I don't know if I
Divided by
can say
Zero.
it, honestly. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what's allowed to be said or not, so I don't want to fuck
I
with him.
know. I know. I was.
Well, if I fucked up, I'm sorry, Lauren.
Well, you heard it here first on Cable Channel 11. Jake, what's going on at Slaughterport?
Nothing. Oh, I'm on hiatus for a while. I got too much shit going on to
Oh,
do shows of my own.
Twisted Teas and Black Gold.
We'll talk off air, but so I just don't have time to put into doing my own show, but I'll pop in here and there. Everybody else's stuff.
maybe
Well,
Kamala will stop by, give us a little. She's there in the house there. Might stop by, give us a shout out.
Well, check out Jake's archived on Slaughterport because he's got some great shit there.
Oh, the only thing that's up is all the live stuff. I on all of my videos.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You need to quit hitting those twisted tees. There's some good shit on there.
Nah.
Well, I hope it comes back someday. I do.
Me too.
I guess before we...
Well, I wanted to add to Orcs
okay.
over on S'mores Indoors. I plan on being on those tournaments as well. So make sure you check those out. They're covering the greatest bassist, drummer, guitarist, female singer, and male singer on Friday.
And then the greatest song of all time.
Yes, which if it's not from the 80s, it will be from some Scandinavian band who sounds like they're from the 80s.
If you're a fan of Wasp, I would definitely say check that out.
Okay.
Well, if you're a fan of rap too, Orc threw in some rap stuff. So
No fucking country.
Hey! 3 wooden crosses got thrown
country.
on there.
We have some
He's got
country in there.
He's got friends in low places. Come on.
Hell yeah, you got to cover all the genres.
Yeah, I think we pretty well covered all the genres on those.
It's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah,
we got a playlist and it is fucking bonkers.
Jay, Big
everything
T
from
says,
Elvis to Megadeth.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh yeah, Big T, come on by.
Looking forward to your Ernest. MJ's got a ranking for us.
Cool.
Or I thought Curse of Chucky and Child's Play 3 were his 2 least favorites of the franchise. So I assume MJ you like the rest of them. Anthony's Horror.
I can't help
and
but feel like he must mean cult.
I feel that way too because that's how I feel, but maybe not. Maybe not. There's some people here that loved cult. I was surprised.
Fucking slaps, boys.
Well, you don't surprise me on that, Jake. Anthony's Horror and More. My rankings: 1, 2, 3, Bride, Curse, Remake, Cult, and Seed. And respectable.
Sure.
A remake needs to be a little higher.
Yikes.
Can you take me higher? To a place where blind men see.
MJ says Cult was definitely good. Better than Seed of Chucky.
Oh, Jess, you know what? I forgot
That's
something.
blasphemy.
Yeah.
I actually agree with that.
Jess, I forgot one thing.
What's that?
So let's go there.
Let's go there. Let's make our escape
With arms wide
open.
With arms wide open.
Oh,
Somebody
Brian
in the
Trash.
chat, come shoot me.
Brian's gonna
Sounds
smoke
awesome,
more and get
Brian.
naked. Sounds like
I'm gonna come
what
on
we're
by,
doing.
see what's up.
I think we covered that. Cheska, thanks for joining.
The 80s tournament isn't probably until
No.
late December or
Absolutely not.
January.
I don't know.
Other than that, Jess, we'll have another Horror Rumble next month.
Leprechaun.
Oh,
No, but
God.
someday. Someday.
Motherfucker, I'm all there for that. That's my
Hell
favorite,
yeah.
like non-big franchise right there.
We'll definitely be doing Leprechaun at some point.
When we do,
You don't
give
like
me
any
some
of them?
notice I can finally watch Origins.
Ugh. I don't know.
I
if
think
I wanna
that's the
go.
only one I haven't seen.
I don't want to
seen-
go
I'll be first
there.
to watch about those, Kory.
I haven't seen Leprechaun Goes to Kentucky.
Ah!
Oh. Yeah, there'll be another Horror Rumble next month. I'm really hoping to have a Christmas special. I don't know
Oh,
if
please
it's
do
gonna happen.
that.
I
That
want
sounds
to.
great,
So
man.
I'll resend the scripts out to you guys. A Christmas Carol starring our community of players is hopefully going to air live on cable channel 11 next month. If you haven't checked out the Scarefest video from last month, do that on this channel, and then everybody else who went in our community, they're all great videos. So other than that,
Always keep an eye out for an open bar.
Hell,
yeah, you never know when those are going to pop up. Try to
those
at
are
least
fun.
do one of those every couple of months minimum. But they're random. They can happen anytime. Oh, one last ranking. MJ, Child's Play 1, Child's Play 2 are tied for first. Then Cult of Chucky. Or wait.
Those are just his top
No,
three.
it's one,
those
two,
are your
three.
top three.
Yeah.
Okay. One. I got you.
Put the ganja down, Mr. Graham.
I can't help it. Anyway, thanks everybody
Thank you,
here and in
everybody.
the chat. Great show. We'll see you next time.
I'm gay.